Hello? Hey, what's going on, guys? Uh, it doesn't look like anybody's here, but I'm not sure. Oh, wait. There we go. Sorry, it was unlisted. Okay, now it should be live. Oh man, messed up. Okay, now it should be live. So I've actually been here for a minute, but I had it on unlisted, and I couldn't figure out why nobody was coming. I thought it was just like I I don't know. But yeah, basically, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today is May 31st, 2022, and this is the 10K live special AMA. I used to do these every 1,000 subscribers, but then one of my videos kind of blew up, my room tour video. Can you guys hear me, by the way? Just mic checking. I'm going to speak anyway, and then you guys can let me know. Basically, one of my videos blew up, and I started getting a lot of subscribers. So if it keeps going at this rate, maybe we'll do one every 10K, one every 5K. If I end up slowing down, we will start do like 1.25 or something like that, like 2.5K or something like this. I don't know, but it depends how much you guys like this. That's what I'm most like influenced by. Like if you guys enjoy these AMAs, then I'll just do more of them. They are a little bit time consuming because I have to spend like 3 hours, but I feel like it's kind of worth it to build a little bit more of a relationship between the content creator and the viewer. All right, so basically some housekeeping. Um, I am gonna start try. I'm gonna try to stick to a schedule of one video every week, every Sunday. If I'm able to locate a local editor, what I will be doing is expanding it to 2 videos a week. But yeah, so number one, this is my call to any video. Excuse me. This is my call to any video editor who can do what I'm doing in terms of level. I understand it's not very hard, but if you're able to work locally, it would be great. I would be able to put up more videos. The reason I can't do non-local is because the video sizes are like 60K, 60 gigabytes, 70 gigabytes, because I shoot in 4K, 4K 60. So because of that, what's it called? I'm not like I just don't want to deal with transferring the files online. Like it's just a huge nightmare. I tried it with someone else who like I would consider a friend, and it just became like such a hassle for me. So with him, I'm tasking him with certain projects that do not require video, only my audio, and rest of it, if somebody can help me edit here, I'm willing to pay. Obviously, obviously I can't pay that much. I I don't get paid much, but yeah. Anyway, so if anybody video edits via Final Cut, it would be fantastic if you hit me up. I would love to collab and work with you on my videos. Um, That's number one. Number two, for all of the people who are looking for me to make a woke channel, I what's it called? Uh, I created one. You guys can go check it out. The link is in the description. It is Strictly Conscious, and I will be doing my first video for that. It's going to be a live stream because live stream takes out a lot of the post work that I need to do. and I'm able to dedicate a lot of my personal time. And also, I'll be able to answer questions at the same time about what I'm looking at, what I'm showing you on the screen. I think some people might be able to, even add on to what I'm saying in terms of just esoterically and occultically demystify some films. The first video that I'm going to do is going to be on The Truman Show. I watched another film called Everything Everywhere All at Once or something like that with some Asian lady. I don't remember what the name is, but that film is highly, highly occultic, and I think that it brings out a solid message, in my opinion. Obviously, they had to sprinkle in their their nonsense in there, obviously, but for the people who are interested in like the deeper understanding of film, I'm gonna be presenting my first one over there. So that's the thing, and that's gonna be up this week at some point. I will create a live, and you guys can join in. Again, the link is in the description. It's called Strictly Conscious, if you want to look it up. Conscious meaning self-aware, obviously. So that's number one. That's number two. Number three, for all the people who are on my Patreon or members of the channel, you guys should have a final image of what the binders look like. I'm going to be uploading a video soon of me going through the binder, showing you all the features and stuff like that. And what's it called? You guys will be able to get first dibs, basically. And what's it called? After that, I'm going to open it to the public, and they'll be able to order. It's not limited edition per se, but I'm not made of money, so I have to order as I go. And basically, whoever orders first will get their things first. That's the binder update. Again, if you have not tuned in, I showed a sneak peek of this on my last live, or maybe 2 lives ago, I don't remember. At the end of the video, you guys can go check those out. They're really nice, man. Honestly, I put in a lot of work into them to make them as perfect as possible. So yeah, that's the binders. Now, is there anything else? Download Collector, guys. This app allows you to document all the purchases that you make, and they just added the feature where you can add in how much you paid for the things, and which is what I care about. To me, I don't really care about the market price. I care more about, or at least what TCG declares as the market price. For me, I care about having kind of the Excel sheet, if that makes sense, for my collection and understanding what I paid for what. I told them that I think that they should make they should allow the person to create custom things for the back, so there's the front end, which is basically what you see on the marketplace, and then on the back end you should be able to see whatever things that you wanted, right? So for example, this giant card, I paid however much. I want to be able to document it on the app so that I can keep track of my inventory, etc., etc. So yeah, download Collector right there. And yeah, that's basically all I have. We're gonna go right into the questions, and we're gonna be kicking it for 2.5 hours. So let's start with, yo, what's up, brother? Congrats on 10K. Thank you very much. Nice Duelist Genesis. Thank you very much. This poster is extremely rare. Let's just say that. My question for AMA: what do you think is the rarest card out there? I would nominate Cyber Dragon from Mattel. From what I know, there's only one documented. I don't know what the rarest card is. There's a lot of rare cards out there. Sure, I mean, I would definitely say that Cyber Dragon from Mattel is up there, but I don't know. There's a lot of stuff, man. There's World Championship cards. In terms of mass releases, I would definitely say what's it called? Mattel Cyber Dragon is one of the rarest out there for sure. I'm hyped for the woke channel. Thank you, man. You mean conscious channel? Yes. Strictly woke has a better ring to it, but yours is good too. Well, woke has many different meanings, and I'm not. That's not what I'm trying to get at. I'm trying to get to the real objective of why somebody deciphers these films, why somebody tries to delve into the occult, which is, in my opinion, to awaken himself, right? Be more self-aware. Your videos are awesome. I just bought a Sacred Phoenix Ulti First Ed and Horus Level 8 First Ed, both PSA 9. Both cards I couldn't afford when I was a child. It's great to have them now. Great pickups, man. Yeah, I mean, awesome job. Those two are amazing cards. Yu-Gi-Oh enthusiast, what do you do for a living to be able to afford all this Yu-Gi-Oh? Sorry if you already answered, came in just now. I do Yu-Gi-Oh, man. Like, this is my job. Like, my job is literally to get Yu-Gi-Oh in, push Yu-Gi-Oh out. So a lot of stuff comes in and out of my collection. How's it going, everyone? How's it going, man? Hansel, what'd you pay? Need a desktop app for collector. I agree, man. I do think that if they created a desktop app, it would do a lot better. Do the binders lay flat on every page with it full of cards, even double sleeve cards? I tried my best with that. I extended the binders as much as I could without them basically just like touching the zipper. I tried my best with that. So it's not perfect. I'm going to tell you right now, like, it's not, but if I extended the pages any longer, you're going to be clipping the pages on the zipper, right? Because just the way that they fold, like, if I was to make them longer, even though that they would lay flat on, what's it called? Whatever. Even if they laid flat here, once you close the lid, what's going to happen is everything is going to get pushed forward, right? So the longest pages are going to go off of the grid, basically, and the zipper will start touching them. And I don't want to risk damaging cards for that. Collector is really good, but some of my items show up with like 5 times market value because there's not enough sales. Like I said, man, in my opinion, that app is not for checking market price. I think it's more for checking, what's it called, what you paid, and like keeping track of what you have. All right, question. Just got back into Yu-Gi-Oh and wanted to ask you, why is Crossroads of Chaos booster box cheaper than one of Raging Battle / Storm of Ragnarok? Is the print run just a lot higher? Well, Crossroads of Chaos doesn't have first edition boxes. So if you're comparing them to first edition Storm or Raging Battle, which is first edition, then yeah, it will have more. In terms of unlimited, no, I think it has the same amount as Raging Battle. Maybe a little more because, again, there's no first edition, so they have to basically create double the amount of, I guess, to compensate for the first edition or lack of first edition. So I think maybe that might have to do with it. But in terms of first edition Raging Battle and Storm of Ragnarok are definitely more rare than Crossroads of Chaos. Hey, first time here, Omar. What province are you in? I don't know if you disclosed that. Keep up the good work. I'm in Ontario, man. Hoping to get out. I got both for about 1.7K. Not too bad. Omar, I don't know how to ask you, but you looking to buy Japanese posters, specifically the structure deck Pegasus poster from OCG in March 2002. No, I'm not, man. I'm not trying to buy OCG posters. Do you also, other than Volume 1, I would love to have Volume 1 or Starter Box. That would be great. Otherwise, no. Do you also collect Yu-Gi-Oh figures, statues? I know there's new statues coming out soon of the 3 Egyptian god cards, Blue Eyes, and Dark Magician. No, I don't. I don't collect Yu-Gi-Oh statues. I think that the Millennium Puzzle does a great job of representing Yu-Gi-Oh. I don't need the actual cards themselves. This is the kind of, I find this very interesting. For me, the reason that I like statues of, for example, the Millennium Puzzle is because in the show, the Millennium Puzzle was a statue of some sort, right? It was a figure that you put together. Same with the ring, same with the Millennium Eye, etc. So that's, for me, I like to have whatever I saw on the TV show. And that's why I can't really get with Pokemon cards, because it's like, okay, I wanted the actual Pokemon. I didn't want the Pokemon cards. So yeah. Um, yeah. So do you have a near mint SDJ at the moment, or just slightly creased one on your site? Wondering if I should just pull the trigger on that one. I will not be getting mint ones anymore, and whatever you see on the website is what I have left. Yeah, honestly. Are there final prices for the binder and the limited edition one? The limited edition one, no, not yet. They're still working on the mold. That's going to be like another year. But final prices for the binder is most likely going to be a lot higher than what it's going to be, around the $40 mark, unfortunately, because shipping is just ridiculous. So yeah, I don't know if I'm going to even make a lot of money on it. I'm not even going to make too much money on it, to be honest with you. Do you like Yu-Gi-Oh figures? Not really. They don't look as close to the anime as I would like. Yo, love the production of your channel. Keep it up. Thank you, Christopher. Appreciate it. Which is your favorite dragon in Yu-Gi-Oh, or your top 3 in case you have too many options? Obviously, Blue Eyes. I like Blizzard Dragon. I like the way that looks, and I like the card. I like Red Dragon Archfiend as well. Hey, do you have any Zexal boxes for sale? I do not. Do you have a Yu-Gi-Oh tattoo? Would you ever get one? If so, what would it be? No, I do not get tattoos. I am not interested. It's not my thing, man. Like I don't really see the point of getting tattoos, to be honest with you. Imagine a Millennium Ring in real size. Yeah, for sure. That would be pretty badass. I wish like Konami should make like a limited edition series of the Millennium items in die cast metal. Oh man, like people would go crazy. Those would go super expensive in the future. Is there any rare sealed product you are still looking to chase, or that you want more of in your collection? I kind of slowed down on collecting myself. I'm starting to focus a lot more on YouTube, trying to pick up stuff that I want to do videos on and stuff like that. So I haven't really looked into the collectibles market too much at the moment, because yeah, like I think I'm going to be able to pick up a lot of the stuff cheaper later on, because it's just a little bit too expensive at the moment. What's up from Team Samurai? Congrats on a 10K. Quick question. What's your favorite Yu-Gi-Oh card? I have like top 3. I would say Duel Master's Guide Dark Paladin, Magic Formula from Gladiator's Assault. Oh, that's something I would like to have more of. I would like to have more Gladiator's Assault Magic Formulas. And what's it called? I like BPT Dark Magician 001. What's the most overrated card? Red Eyes Black Dragon. I don't like Red Eyes at all, to be honest with you. Hey man, found your videos recently, made me get back into Yu-Gi-Oh. Keep up the great work. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Do you recommend grading for semi-collectors / players, or is it a lengthy process? I mean, if you have good cards, grade them, sell them, buy the card again for cheaper, but like light play condition. You know what I mean? For your binder or something. Do you know Spanish? No. What is your opinion on the upcoming set, Power of the Elements set? I mean, it all depends on what the starlights are. Why not buy a competitive deck and participate in tournaments and a chance of getting the prizes? I like Yu-Gi-Oh, but I don't like. In my opinion, I think playing games is a little bit of a waste of time. I mean, it's contradictory to the Yu-Gi-Oh game itself. I understand, but I for me, I like to really streamline how I spend my time, and my time is very important to me, and I just can't waste it. Like, I'd rather pay somebody for the prize, buy it off of him for my collection, than spend all the time learning all the cards, playing the game, and stuff like that. Like, I'm kind of over the game, if that makes sense. And that's the whole idea of my channel. Like, I'm trying to elevate the hobby to a level of adults, if that makes sense. And adults don't really have the time to play games, if that makes sense. And they're looking at it from a collector's perspective. They have time to collect. They don't have time to play the actual game. And that's kind of the whole goal of my videos. Like, you see the way that they're produced. I'm not trying to cater to the children, if that makes sense. I'm trying to bring the children up to an adult level, or give the adult something that he is looking for. Again, it's a little bit different than what people are used to from Yu-Gi-Oh channels, and that's okay. Like, I mean, everybody fills different spots. This is the kind of thing that I feel, because that's just who I am, right? Like, I'm not really interested in the game at all. I'm over it. Like, I've just grown past it, if that makes sense. Red Eyes does look kind of whack in the anime. I just don't like the original art. I don't like the way that it doesn't fit in the border. Like, you see with Dark Magician and Blue Eyes, they kind of look like they were made to be on those cards. With Red Eyes, I don't really get that same feeling, if that makes sense. Yeah, what's it called? I just don't get that same vibe from Red Eyes. Favorite Arab food? I like what food do I like? I like kusa mahshi. I like tis'iye, like fette. I like a lot of Arabic food, man. Like, I like a lot of it. Let's see. Sorry, I closed the OBS by accident. What's up, Strictly Woke? Again, man, I created the channel. It's called Strictly Conscious. You can subscribe to it right now. The first video will be up this week. It'll be a live that I will do this week for the Truman Show breakdown. How did you start your collection? How much money did you start with? I started with $500. Actually, like $650. That's how much I started with, and I haven't paid like a cent more for that. Like, maybe like 10K in total, like for the whole thing, like throughout the last 5 years. PSA grading is kind of expensive. Where could we grade cards that it's not such a high price, but also a company is reputable? I would give CGC a shot. I am making a video right now for CGC versus BGS versus PSA. I'm working on that like literally as we speak. And what's it called? Yeah, basically, sorry, I lost my train of thought. I read a comment. So I'm making a video right now comparing the pros and cons. But the main one that I will go to is CGC. I really like their cases. Their cases feel amazing. Yu-Gi-Oh is time consuming. Yes, it is. I don't have time for that. How different would you say prices are now compared to pre-COVID era? Prices are about 4 times to 5 times more expensive than pre-COVID era. Around 5 times more expensive. 4 to 5, depending on the card. Dual monsters or GX boxes? I like GX boxes. Is it Aldot or Aldot? I don't get it, man. Do you like Time Wizard? Yeah, I like Time Wizard. I like the artwork of that. Again, it has a very portrait style artwork. That's what I like about cards. Very fair point about Red Eyes. Top 3 Arab restaurants in the GTA. I don't really go to too many restaurants, to be honest with you, so I couldn't really tell you, but most shawarma places are fire. There's this shawarma poutine place on Bayview and by the way, on Bayview and Young, I think. That is fire. Like I love poutine and I love shawarma poutine. That is like one of the best foods. You used to play TCG back in the days? No, I couldn't afford it back in the day. I mostly just watch my friends play, and I didn't really I couldn't really play myself because I couldn't afford it. Is there certain Pokemon products you wish you had more of as far as sealed WotC stuff? I wish I had a couple of Neo Revelation first edition boxes. I really like Neo Revelation. Do you think Dark Magician and Blue Eyes from LOB would be worth more if they use the starter deck arts? If LOB, Dark Magician, and Blue Eyes use the original arts, I mean, I'm not joking, they'll probably be like over the $100,000 mark. No joke. Do you watch any anime? If so, which? I don't watch too much, but I do have a couple that I really enjoyed. I really like Attack on Titan. I have kept up with One Piece. But again, I don't watch the anime. I more like read it. Attack on Titan is a special occasion because it's more of an event. What's it called? What other stuff do I like? I like philosophical stuff. I like philosophical shows, animes, etc. So whatever kind of has a deeper meaning to it, that's what I'm about. I'm not really about like, you know, the the hype moments, if that makes sense. Like, I don't really care about that stuff. For me, I like a deeper understanding or a deeper presentation. I can appreciate animation though. I really like some animation. For example, like when I see great martial arts, I definitely can appreciate the work that's gone behind the animation. But for the most part, I don't really watch for like hype stuff, and that's what majority of anime is geared towards, like the hype moments. I got all of the hype out of my system in Dragon Ball Z. After that, I kind of just got over it. Chicken or meat shawarma? Chicken shawarma, obviously. Meat shawarma is disgusting. Do you invest this? How did you invest the 650 you started with? I bought DDS PSA 10 Blue Eyes. Do you collect Funko Pops? No, I don't. I don't really like Funko Pops. I think that they're a little bit overrated, to be honest with you. Great marketing scheme, though. Grading is high-key a scam. I think to an extent it's a scam. I think for... I think to an extent it's a scam. I don't think it's truly 100% a scam. I think there is a reason to have it. I just don't think everybody needs it. Like random collectors that are not high end, they should not be collecting slabs. You know what I mean? They should be collecting raw cards in their binder, like me. You know, once you get to that, you know, 6-figure, 7-figure amount of money, then you're going to need grading because now you're dealing with true alternative assets. But if you're a collector and you're collecting slabs, I'm not buying it. Where can I get some of those tour guide portraits? Well, these are what's called giant cards. You can check out the video that I did on them on my YouTube channel. It's where I got them. I show an unboxing of this. I actually have 3 of them. 1, 2, and then there's one there. Will you set up PO box for us to send you stuff to open or to gift? I might actually do that just because once I start to get a little bit more high profile, I obviously have to protect myself and stuff like that. I do have multiple addresses that I can send to, and that's what I usually do. Like I don't send to the same address as my where I live or where I keep my collection. I have like multiple like properties that I keep, so that's where I send a lot of this stuff so that if somebody tries to break in, all right, go break in, you get nothing. But yeah, that's basically, but I am going to do that. I could write it off, and it just makes sense. So I'm definitely gonna open a PO box for sure. I think that it'll make great videos as well. I really like getting mail days, man. Like mail days is one of the best things. Bro, I'm telling you, I could watch like some girl opening up her makeup mail day. You know what I mean? Like whatever. Like I don't care. I just really enjoy seeing somebody, whatever they're passionate about, be passionate about it. You know what I mean? And that's why I really like mail day videos, man. We should start an F Red Eyes group. I don't go that far. Who's your favorite side character from Duel Monsters? Side character. I don't know, man. I don't for me, I always liked Yugi and Kaiba, and I don't like little Yugi. I don't like. I only like big Yugi, like Yami, and I like Kaiba. I don't really like the other characters too much. They're kind of like whatever. But I like that guy who I forgot the guy's name. The guy with the Guardian cards, the Guardian Iatos. I really like his. I liked him. I thought he was great, to be honest with you, in the show. So I forgot his name though. Not Darts. The next best guy who uses the Guardians. Who's your favorite sidekick? I answered that. Would you ever do a meet and greet? I wanted to go to YCS, but I'm not vaxxed, so I'm not allowed. But I wanted to go there and just like kind of chill. I don't know about meet and greet, dude. Like I'm kind of I'm trying to stay low profile. I mean I appreciate the support and everything, but I my goal is not to get famous on YouTube. You know what I mean? I like being able to contribute to the hobby, and I like to be able to provide value. But I'm not trying to get famous, man. Like that's not my goal. Updates on the binders. Just scroll back. I talked about them already. Do you think 8,000 is fair for a first edition English SDK in mint condition? That's a little high. I can probably sell you one for cheaper. Just message me. I'll probably be able to hook you up. Red eyes over blue eyes all day. That's blasphemy. Yugi or Kaiba? I always liked Yami Yugi. I always liked Yami, though. Just his character, I just really liked it. 5 years ago, would you think you and your collection would be where it is now? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No. Raphael, yes. Raphael is the character's name. Yes. Your video about the Jump Festa Blue Eyes was great. I love the idea of avoiding taxes with Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Well, it's not avoiding taxes. It's more like avoiding unrealized gains, right? Like if I'm buying a card and then my objective is to get another card, why the hell should I have to pay tax? Number one, it's a used item. Like, first of all, I paid whoever bought it initially from the store paid tax on it. You know what I mean? So it's like a used item. Why the hell are they charging tax on that? Like it makes no sense. Like even eBay, for example, if I want to buy a used sweater, I have to pay tax. Like what kind of bullshit is that? Like it actually makes no sense. Where's the logic? It's just the government being greedy as always. I don't want to get into it, but yeah, like if I'm buying a card and I'm trying to get another card, if I go sell this card to buy the other card, that makes no sense. Like I should not have to pay taxes on that. Like I'm just trading. I'm literally doing trading cards. What has made you stay in the hobby for so long? Let me move this way. My wife is warning me about plosives. What has made you stay in the hobby for so long? Number one, the growth. I really liked how the hobby grew over the past 5 years. It wasn't just like a dead one. Number two, I felt like there's a lot of potential because like nobody was really actually collecting. All of them had like trade binders, stuff like that, but they never really had actual collections. Like I'm making a video right now, basically. It's a really great video. I think that is going to be one of my best ones. It's basically when I first started collecting, I wanted all of the dark magicians. Like I wanted them on a page, right? What I'm doing is basically going over the max rarity. Like if you want to truly be a G when you're collecting, you need this max rarity dark magician collection, and I think that's going to be amazing. It's going to do really well in my opinion, because that's exactly what I did when I first started in the hobby. I wanted a page of dark magician girl, dark sage, you know, dark flare knight, all those spin-off dark magicians. And that's kind of that's kind of my what's it called, like it was just my main objective when I first got back in the hobby. And that's what I want to do for the collectors that are just starting. You know what I mean? You want to start with Dark Magician. Okay, what's a budget level collector? What's a budget collectible card? You know what I mean? Because you don't want to just buy a common of the Dark Magician. You want something nice. So, you know, I give you the highest end, and then, you know, some, you know, other options in case this is not in your budget. And I think that that is truly what a lot of people are looking for, because that's what I was looking for when I first started. So I think that video is going to be amazing. So that's where I think that there's going to be a lot of what's it called, potential. Joey Wheeler, Raphael, who defeated Yugi. Yeah, exactly. What do you think of DDM cards? DDM, what's DDM again? Dungeon Dice Monster. They're all right. They're not Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Unless you're talking about the Dark Magician girls. Did you watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 0? Yeah, I did. It's great. Like Japanese only DDM slide for an opposite. Oh, I have no idea about those, man. I haven't really looked into those. Maybe I'll do a video for them. Mad Ploses. Yeah, F taxes. Yeah, F taxes, man. Theft. If you don't mind answering, why aren't you faced? And what's your thoughts on COVID as a whole? Oh, faced. I think you mean vaxxed. I don't want to really get into it, but I just think that it's just a bunch of nonsense. So I haven't worn a mask ever. I have not vaxxed ever, and I've never gotten sick. Nobody in my family has vaxxed. Nobody has worn masks, and none of them have gotten sick. So it's like, to me, it's just a whole bunch of nothingness, if that makes sense. Are they taking your guns? I think they pretty much already did. Like, all we have is like some wimpy hunting rifles and shit. Like, we don't really have that much. I hear you love taxes. Listen to this. In Germany, you pay 40% income tax if you make 48K. Oh my, 42%? Bro, I might as well not even work. Why do I even work if you're gonna just take half my shit? This is not even including, dude, this is not even, like, 42% is not even including the sales tax, the import tax, all that other bullshit. Like, bro, Germany is out of line, man. Like, I don't understand, like, how anybody can, what's it called? I don't know, understand how anybody can put up with that. Like, I would be like, okay, fuck it, I'm not working. All right, no problem. Feed me. Very deserved. Good job on 10K. Thank you very much, man. I really appreciate it, David. Is Sam still mad about his PSA cards? Not really. I think he sold most of them, so he was fine. And he what's it called? We actually recorded a video yesterday. I think that you guys will enjoy it. So I'm definitely excited. What's your earliest memory of collecting Yu-Gi-Oh cards? Mine was a friend in middle school had shown me his deck, and he had spare cards that he gave to me. That's what started my Yu-Gi-Oh journey. Well, mine was the TV show, but then my dad, he worked for this really rich guy. He, like, I think he fixed the electricity in his building. My dad's an engineer. and and basically the guy took me to buy whatever I wanted, and I ended up buying Duel Master's Guide from Toys R Us, as well as some Bionicle set. And I was the king of the playground with that Dark Paladin because nobody's ever seen it before. Because it didn't advertise it on the front of Duel Master's Guide. You know what I mean? They only advertised the two starter decks. So when I had that Dark Paladin, nobody knew where it came from. I was like the king of the playground. I ended up trading it for a Destiny board. And like the whole set, I don't know why I was stupid. But yeah, anyway, that's that's kind of the earliest memory I have. And that's like the only one. The other one I had was I had some lunch money that I didn't eat that day. I bought a Pharaonic Guardian pack, and I pulled a first edition Necro Valley. Those were the only times I had cards when I was younger. The only time I was able to afford cards after that was like when I got to university. I could never afford cards other than that. Do you sell Yu-Gi-Oh games with cards inside? I don't have too many. They're actually quite rare, but I might be listing some. Like I have a pretty good collection of them, but I might be listing some on my personal store. I wouldn't really list on eBay though. Wait, how did you enter the grocery store without a mask in 2020 during early COVID? Well, I just walked in, and I have a demeanor about me where it's like you kind of don't want to mess with someone like this, if that makes sense. And when you put off that type of energy, a lot of people don't approach you. But when people did, I just told them, dude, I'm not interested in wearing it. It's against my beliefs and whatever. And most of the time they let me through. If they didn't, I just, they want to force their things on me, no problem. I just left the store, and I just shopped somewhere else. That's usually what I did. Like Costco. Costco was really bad about it. I just I just didn't shop there, right? And went somewhere else. I'm not gonna patronize somebody that is trying to, play God on me. But yeah, that's pretty much what I did. I just went in. Most of the time, they didn't say anything. If they did, I told them I'm not interested, and they let me go. And when they persisted, I just told them no problem. I just left and I went somewhere else. I understand. Like, look, you wanna. It's your business. Go ahead. But what's it called? I'm not giving you my money. So, what one do you like more? Your G3 Dark Magician Girl or Jump Festa? My Dark Magician Girl. I really like my Dark Magician because that one I graded myself. So it's different, What's your opinion on Europe's card market? Greetings from Berlin. Europe's card market. I think it's okay. There's a lot of cheap cards that can be had there, and there's a lot of sleepers because the European market is pretty untouched. Like recently I picked up a card. I'm gonna show you guys in the future video that's coming up. But I picked up a card from there. I think that there's a lot of hardcore collectors though. Like I know there's this guy that has 2 million subs on YouTube. Like he was messaging me. And he has a YouTube channel where he collects all the French cards or something like that. And bro, that guy is so passionate about his stuff. It's unbelievable how passionate he is. And I really respect that. And basically, apparently, there's this crazy French market that is that is over there. These guys pay crazy amount of money for French products. So yeah. I think it's okay. I think that there's a lot of hidden gems, but I don't buy foreign cards. I'm not interested in foreign cards. In Quebec, Canada too, 40% plus if you do more than 60K. Yeah, that's pretty much slavery, man. In the ancient times, what they enslaved you by taking 100% of the money. You worked at the field, right? Or you worked as a maid or whatever. They took all of your money, all the work that you worked, and what's it called? They paid you zero, right? In this plantation, it's just they take 40% instead of 100%, and people are okay with it. No problem, let them. People are gonna be enslaved. Hey man, happy you deleted all the comments from that scammer in your last video. Yeah, I'm really sorry about this. I woke up and so many people messaged. They're like, hey man, did I truly win? Hey man, I don't have Telegram. Guys, I am not gonna contact you. I will contact you, okay? Like, I'm not gonna comment on the video. I'm not gonna do anything. I will message you and be like, hey, you won. So don't fall for any of that nonsense. And I put strictly thank you for viewing the video at the end of all my comments to make sure that it's me. All right, I'm gonna try and work on getting the verified check thingy, but for the most part, what's it called? I don't think I'm gonna be able to do that before 100K. Do you like the secret rares out of Retro Pack 2? Yes, I have Shining Dragon PSA 10 and Dragon Master Knight PSA 10. I wish I could have more, honestly, though. They're very nice cards. Do you have any sealed Bionicles? Not anymore, no, man. I had them like when I was a kid. Favorite starter deck? Starter deck Kaiba or Yugi, both. I like both. When I was a kid, I used fake god cards and wrecked everyone. I didn't even know how to use raw. I still used it. Yeah, for real. Like, when I played Dark Paladin, like that was my ace card, right? So for me, I barely read anything on the text box. I was just like I took up Dark Paladin. I said, look, did you not see in the anime? You can use it adds 500 500 attack points for every dragon on the field, in the graveyard, and in our decks. So we just go sorting how many dragons we have, and then all of a sudden, like, my paladin is like 10k attack, and it would just win the duel for me, and nobody knew what they were doing. I have an LOB Blue Eyes, but I'm afraid to have it sent graded. Alright, man, you can't do anything with fear, man. Everything that is of value is on the other side of fear. So you gotta face your fears. If it gets damaged, it gets damaged. That's how I live my life, man. Where are you from originally? What is your best memory ever? I'm from Syria, like, originally, but I came to Canada when I was very young. I don't know what my favorite memory ever, man. Like, I pretty much enjoyed, like, my whole life, to be honest with you. I didn't really have a down memory. I try to always look at the positive, so I don't know, man. Like, one distinct memory I have is I wouldn't even say that that's my best memory. I don't know what my best memory is, man. All of them are really good. Strictly boss walking in naked in the grocery stores. Yeah, I just like, again, I walk with a posture and energy about me where it's like, leave this guy alone. He's not interested. Dug up collection from 20 years ago. Actually, on my son's when he was young. He's 30 now. Wow, that's crazy, man. That's amazing. Congrats. I saw a Gear Golem Ultimate Rare PSA 10 sold for 2K. Do you think that's a fair price for one? I think it's okay. I think it's definitely yeah, I definitely think it's a fair price. Who's your favorite One Piece character, and tell me why it's Zoro? My favorite One Piece character is Gold Roger. That's my favorite character. I paid $325 for raw Winged Dragon of Raw GBI Secret Rare Mint Condition. What do you think? If you're happy with it, if you like Winged Dragon of Raw, that's good. Congrats. Did you have Mattel Dual Disc as a kid? No, but all my friends had it. You recommend sell singles or open packs? You mean buy singles? Obviously buy singles. Those good times when the rules were based on anime rules. Exactly. Hey man, congrats on 10K subscribers. Do you still stay in touch with any of the old immortalized guys? Well, the two main guys are past, man, but the yeah, I don't really keep in touch with anybody, to be honest with you, from the statue community. Like, oh, actually I do, like, one person, but he's out of the community too. Like, he had some issues with his ex. And yeah, like he lost a lot of money, so he had to sell a lot of the statues. And yeah, that's the only person. His name is Mauricio. But no, I don't keep up with any of the immortalized guys. I still look back sometimes. I watch Lewis's videos or Victor's videos, but for the most part, I don't. I will be what's it called? I will be. You know what I'm looking at, bro? Okay, I'm gonna answer this because you're just you've been asking about statues. I am looking to pick up the Connecticut's Ryu versus Evil Ryu. Not versus, like Ryu and Evil Ryu diorama, the one with like the yin and yang base. I always wanted that when I was like in the statue game, but it was European, so I didn't have the chance. And I really want to pick that one up. I love the way that Evil Ryu looks, like just the vascularity in his muscles, the hand posture, the way that his feet are, like his finger toes like spread out. To me, like, if I'm gonna show you guys, why not? How do I do it? Oh, I know. Interact. Connecticut. Look at this thing, man. Look at this thing, man. What? What? Look at that. Look at this thing, man. This thing is like unbelievable. I always wanted this statue, and I never really could get around to picking it up. But man, like, just like, I wish I could have just Evil Ryu by himself. But look at this thing. It's just unbelievable. Like, look at his face. The rage in his face is like crazy, man. This is one of the, like, I don't know how, just everything about it. Like, even this Ryu is so sick. Like, holy smokes. And this thing is massive too, right? Like, it's not small by any means. Like, it's huge. I love this piece. I really wanted it, but if I actually hit him up. I was like, hey, look, if I hit up Connecticut, so I was like, hey, look, I have a reach of like 25K. If you want to send it to me, I don't mind doing a review, because I actually wanted it, but they didn't get back to me. I think it's like long sold out. But anyway, yeah. That's one thing that I really want to get back into. I really want to pick up some what's it called? Some older statues that I really wanted when I was younger. Your channel is growing so fast. Holy moly. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Do you think the value of uncut sheets will change now due to many new ones being given at YCS? I definitely think that the older ones will hold value. I don't think anybody's going to debate with LOB first edition, but the ones that are given out, they're not going to be as expensive because they're just trophies. They're different from things that are being snuck out. Sorry, I meant, is that a fair price for Winged Dragon of Ra? I have no idea, man. Like, I have no idea. I guess. Will you be doing a video in the future of the hardest Yu-Gi-Oh set boxes to find in the future? Yeah, I will be doing that. Yeah, 100%, because I think it's kind of important. But that's not going to be for a while. I'm not going to do like top 5 for maybe another 6 months or so, just so that I don't spam like top 5. You know what I mean? Do you speak / understand Arabic? Yeah, بحكي عربي, man. Hey, Strictly Sealed. Do you like ultimate rares or secret rares better? If so, why? So I like secret rares more in terms of aesthetic, but they completely crush secret rares. Like, they're not special anymore. And that's why I value ultimate rares a lot. You know what I mean? They completely killed secret rares, unfortunately. They basically made them into promos, and I don't like that. It's the best rarity they had. I think they should have kept it, to be honest with you. Got Shining White Dragon, Ultimate Rare from Ultra Rare from movie, +9. That's awesome, man. I know you don't tend to collect foreign cards, but are you optimistic about Asian English altis? Yeah, I am. I really like Asian altis. I just think that a lot of the hype is already factored in. You know what I mean? Like, how much more expensive can a rock card go? 5K? Freaking Elemental Mistress is already like 3 grand, man. Like, I think that, yeah, I think that it's a little bit, I think that it's already really priced in. It's very expensive at the moment. So I like AE. I just don't see them like can the Gear Golem really hit 3 grand raw? I find that kind of hard to believe. Who's your favorite Yu-Gi-Oh YouTube channel? It's a mix, man. Like, I like, for opening, I like Ruxin. For vintage stuff, I like vintage Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah, I like a bunch of channels. I don't really have, and I like Sam's for Duel Night. Like, Sam's Duel Night is one of the best projects I've ever seen on YouTube, honestly. If you ever travel to Los Angeles, can you take some time and check out some Yu-Gi-Oh cards? Yes. As soon as they lift the the ban on the second class citizens of the unvaxxed, I will definitely be leaving the country for sure. And I'm gonna be, but I'm just not allowed because I'm some cattle that is a slave to them. That's not allowed to leave until I get a needle in me. But yeah, I definitely want to do like more card stores. Like, I wanted to go to Florida. I thought that they would definitely lift the ban, but they didn't. And unfortunately, I'm still stuck here. But I definitely want to go to Florida and check out a lot of card stores there. I want to check out some like cons as well. Do some vlogs. I think that I would do a pretty good job covering those. Strictly Toes. Please do these AMAs a couple of hours earlier in the future. Well, the problem is that a lot of the other people are at work, so I might do them on Sundays actually, where I might launch a video, or maybe like do them on Saturdays. I remember that one. I love the prototypes representation of Street Fighter characters. They base their sculpts off of old anime art style. Yeah, I like prototypes. I just think I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It's just the way that evil Ryu looks, the facial expression, the neck, the musculature, everything about the way that it looks is like perfect package for me, in my opinion. And if it was done by any other company, that statue would be a huge home run, in my opinion. It's just the problem is it's done by a no-name, and that's the problem with it. But that means I can get it for cheap, right? Because that thing is huge. Are you planning on getting a few of the new Ghost shares? No, I'm not. I don't like it. I saw them. Like, I have my buddy, he sent me his collection to evaluate it. And I looked at the DMG. I don't like the way it looks now. I think Ghost from the Past 2, to be honest with you, is also a flop. Who's your favorite Siren Dragon? I like Black Rose Dragon. Do you play the game? No, I do not play the game at all. I have their card Maneater Bug from Duelist League. Is it worth something? I have no idea, man. Check YouTube. Check eBay. This is kind of a very, guys, like, you can do your own due diligence. Look, I'm going to show you right now how to do it. All right, look. Oops. All right, look. Maneater Bug hobby, a Duelist League, I think he said. Is it Duelist League? All right, it doesn't even have. Like, dude, you gotta look for yourself, man. You can't be asking people to look things up for. Because all I'm doing is I'm just gonna look it up myself. I don't have time for that, man. I'm sorry. Do you think early 2000s Yu-Gi-Oh tins will go up a lot in a decade? How much do you suspect? I think that what's it called? I think that 2002 ones have a very high ceiling, for sure. That's my not next video, the next video after that. You can see them in the background. I did a video on them. Thank you, man. I appreciate you subbing. Do you have any degree in what area? I have a business degree, but it's pretty much toilet paper. It's garbage. I only did it because my parents are Arab. All right. Wow. Hold. That's a lot of questions. So would you say older uncut sheets from like is worth more than even Absolutely, absolutely. those Starlight sheets and the Ghost Rare sheets are not worth anything near those. Yo, man, I listened in for the entire Q&A call on Collector Discord a couple weeks back and have watched all your videos. You got me back into the hobby and the market. I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for thank you so much for tuning in. Would you consider starting a collection for GXAE boxes in the future? I have TLM, but I again, man, like I'm starting to shift my focus, to be honest with you, to a lot of productive assets. Like I don't want to sink too much money into Yu-Gi-Oh anymore. I want to purchase what's it called, some businesses so that I can produce some income producing assets instead of just having it sink in Yu-Gi-Oh all the time. I do want some Yu-Gi-Oh, and I have a good portion of my portfolio in that, but I don't want to put any more money into Yu-Gi-Oh unless it's something that I need, like Magic Formula. I just bought a couple of GOAT format decks, and I'm hyped to go after some high-end stuff soon to grade / hodl. All right, man, congrats. I'm happy for you. Why no vax? I just don't think I need it. Thanks for the response. I'm loving your videos. Keep up the awesome collection. Also the positive vibes from your videos. I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Strictly sealed. Stay fresh. Peace, man. It sounds like you're leaving, but if you're not, what's up, man? What's your favorite set? Mine is Meta Raiders. Gate Guardian favorite card. Mine's probably Meta Raiders as well. Maybe Magician's Force. Maybe Cybernetic Revolution. I have a lot. How can I rein my addiction and focus on being successful so one day I can get these expensive items? I'm a 24-year-old poor useless guy who dreams of these expensive shit every day but can't get. Well, you gotta fix the useless and poor first before you can get the expensive shit. So instead of worrying about buying, how about worrying about bringing money in first? And I think that's what's key here and what a lot of people miss, right? Number one, if you believe you're useless, then you are useless, right? I'm a firm believer of those who think they can and those who think they can't are both correct. You understand? So you can fit where you want to slot yourself. You're going to be correct either way. So either you fit yourself in the what's it called? In the you can pile or you can't. And every single day, that's how you have to see it, man. Like if you believe you can, then you can. If you believe that you can't, then you can't. No problem. Life is very, very simple, man. Honestly, it's very simple as long as you don't complicate it yourself. So what I would recommend is number one, set what goals you have and then backtrack. Okay, so you want to buy DDS, all right, $650. How are you gonna get $650? Either you have to work however many hours, or you have to be able to produce enough money via trades, like through your Yu-Gi-Oh cards, to pay $650. And I think that's very you can't. It seems like, honestly, it seems like you are dwelling on the fact that you're poor too much. You understand? Like, I didn't have money. I did not start with money. I'll tell you that. If you dwell on that, you're gonna stay poor. I wouldn't even say I'm rich, to be honest with you, but I I live in like an apartment, but I wouldn't say I'm rich. I'm just saying, however you view yourself is truly what you're gonna become. So you might be rich in money wise, but who cares? It's just paper, right? You want to be rich here. Do you own some V Jump? Yo, every time I just click the thing, it just completely scrolls like crazy. Do you own some V Jump edition packs? I've got the first and second. Are they worth something? I can't find information about them. I don't know what you're talking about, man. Sorry. Is it possible to weigh the early reprint sets like DB1D? If so, do you know what the weight for heavy pack is? You should be able to weigh them, but I don't know the weights because I don't weigh my packs. Why are gold cards more collectible and valuable? Because we have a lot of weebs, man. That's why. GFTP2 look really weak. Yeah, in my opinion, I think it kind of flopped because they made the Ghost a little too easy and they dropped the ball on the quality control. Gonna be headed to Collecticon this Saturday. Any tips on things on when going to conventions? Any tips in general? Don't waste your money. That's what I can say. Don't waste your money buying things just because you are at a convention. How much time do you put into your business? Around 14 hours a day. 14 hours a day. Like, I spend so much time on my business that if my wife has to spend time with me, she's either a part of the business or she's not spending time with me. That's how much time I spend. All right. Every single, I don't waste time. I try not to waste time. Like that's not to say I don't take breaks. I do take breaks, but I try my best to not waste time. I try to eliminate anything that wastes my time. So I put in around 14 hours a day. I'm having a lot of trouble finding these giant Yu-Gi-Oh cards like the tour guide you have in the background. Any ideas where I can try checking? Also, congrats on 10K. Number one, be ready to shell out at least $1,000 for each of them, okay? I paid much more than that on these. That's number two. Number two, I would suggest you join the 100 plus high-end Facebook group. So I'm gonna link it to you guys. This thing right here. Hold on 1 second. Here you go. This one right here, a lot of giant cards go up for sale there. So that should be able to help you there. Any sleeves in the future? I sent some fantasy sleeves to China to see if they can replicate it. If they can, then I might be able to offer fantasy sleeves, guys. Who knows? What are your thoughts on investing in XRP? I don't really do anything other than Bitcoin. I am like pretty much 100% Bitcoin. I lost like 150K over the last drop. So I lost quite a bit of money. But I'm still holding. Like I haven't sold anything since like 2017. Do you think the quick flippers epidemic died down these few months and now it's mostly nostalgia collectors? I definitely think that a lot of the flippers have died out. Yes, I definitely agree with that. When did you start collecting cards? 2016, I would say. Thoughts on Secret Rare Elemental Hero Sparkman? I like it. I like all of those EHC Secret Rares. I have like 2 sets. I really like them. Thanks for answering. I saw an LOB first edition Secret Rare uncut sheet for sale recently. It's absolutely beautiful. It's European though. Do you think that there are other sheets like that in the world? Oh, that might have been mine. I actually sold that to somebody. I think his name is Kenny, I think. I don't remember exactly. But it's been a long time. But I sold him that sheet and I think he's selling it up. He's selling it now. Hey, what do you do for a living? I sell Yu-Gi-Oh cards, man. Hey, just wanted to say it's awesome getting to see your vids, and your collection is freaking lit. Can't wait to see what else you got you get into. PS, love seeing you in Sam's videos. You're gonna see one coming up tomorrow or the next day. Recently found your channel, love the content. I think what you were saying earlier is you have to manifest your reality. Exactly. Whatever you believe, that's what it is. Everything is mental. What do you have planned for the binders? You'll see soon, man. You'll see soon. I appreciate the excitement. 150K. Yeah, 150K. But again, like I'm not selling them. So it's not like I don't have plans of selling for at least another like 2-3 years. So at least until the dollar collapses. That's when I'll sell. Cool. Thanks for the info/links. Money isn't the issue. I just don't know where to look. Yeah, I would say that's the best bet. And I would recommend this guy right here, actually. This guy has one of the most, like one of the biggest collections of giant cards I've seen. He doesn't have tour guide though. Do you own any German cards? I am from Germany. I only like those. I do not own German cards, man. I don't speak it. Sorry, because I'm asking again. I missed the answer. So you think that OCG collecting is undervalued? I would say it's appropriately valued. What colors will the binders have? Also the page color. The page colors will be white, and maybe I'll be able to show you guys. Let me show you real quick. Can you hear me still? Actually, no. I don't want to show you guys because I want to still keep it exclusive to those guys. I mean, they did pay me financially. They supported me financially, so I want to keep it to them. But there will be white pages, and the colors will be black, white, and an olive color. So are you trading cards full time, and are you making enough so that you don't have to have a full-time job? That's correct. That's why I do, yes. But I'm shifting towards YouTube a little bit now. I'm trying to shift towards Patreon. I'm trying very hard not to go back to regular job because it's not my it's not my type of lifestyle. I don't like the plantation. Money is fiat. Absolutely it is. What are your thoughts about collectors who buy at peak prices but don't care it drops a ton since it's for a long-term collection, but those who collect and cry when the values of their items go down? Well, the people who buy at peak prices and just hold, those are the people that are, number one, they're not stressing out for money. And those are the people that usually do well. Why? Because they're the people who, like I bought some stuff, like I bought, for example, my Magic Formula. I bought it for 10 grand. Right? I don't think it's worth 10 grand. I think it's maybe like 5. I lost 50% of my value, but I'm not selling that. Like I have hundreds of things to sell before I sell that card. And most people who buy the high-end stuff, they're like that. So they're not strapped for cash. The people who are buying to collect and they cry about it, they're people who should not be collecting at all. Those people should be working on themselves to develop a sustainable amount of income so that when they buy, they don't care about the value. You understand? Those people are wasting their time trying to collect and trying to so-called invest when they should be dedicating that time to improving their skill sets and their abilities in whatever they want to pursue. And then you can buy after that. You can buy collectibles after that. I don't think that anybody who values their items and who cries about it, you should not be buying cards, to be honest with you. Like I'm just trying to be real. It is not a good place for you to be in. Do you recommend people just start to collect mainly older cards? Go for first editions or unlimited? Only first editions. I think Starlights are great collectibles if you want to collect modern, but other than that, I think modern is pretty much garbage. Great to see an Arab guy breaking the doctor engineer stereotype. Yeah, I can't do that. Thoughts on you having a grading company? I think that the market is too saturated for me to be able to make a dent. I'll be better off working for PSA and trying to create some improvements there. Are you going to pick up more big cards? If I need them for my collection. I'm always buying PSA 10 magic formulas, so. What was the name of the collector app? Where can I download it? It's right here. This is the collector app. You can download it from the App Store or whatever, or the Google Play Store. Wow, I am gassed. Holy, it's so hot. Whew. Yep, all good. Yes, strictly dark. What happened with the parallel rare Cyber Dragon that went for like 80K? I think somebody has it for, I think they bought it for like 23 grand or something. Your Florida boy wants a DMG for the low. Lionel Richie sold for 30-ish. What's the app about? You can basically input your information, your cards in there, and you can basically put your cards in there, and it's like an Excel sheet basically. Congratulations. I consider you as the most sophisticated person in the Yu-Gi-Oh community, and I hope you get the YouTube numbers you deserve. Man, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. What ratio have magic formula from glass? That's spoiler alert for a future video. I cannot disclose. The sheet was originally from you, then I'm less worried about it being potentially fake. Do you think it's worth more than 20K currently? I want to get offer on it, but I don't want to get rejected. Well, pre-COVID, I want you to know that he paid $7,300 for it. So, in my opinion, I don't think it's worth 3 times that. Just my opinion, though. If you're trying to get a sheet, there's better sheets out there. I'd actually rather have unlimited before I have European sheets. But that's just me, man. Like I think it's a great thing. I just don't think it's worth 20 grand. I think it's maybe, if I was to put a price, maybe 12K. I think these uncut sheets are kind of crazy expensive, to be honest with you, for what they are. What do you mean here? I can't see it. I don't know what you're talking about. What kind of water do I drink? I drink non-fluoridated water. Master what you love doing, and in time you will be in demand. And if you love it, it isn't work. Exactly. Right? Like your job right now, if you are young, any age between 12 all the way to under 30, your job right now is to create value for yourself. How do you do that? By number 1, learning. Number 2, developing your skills. These are the 2 main things that you can do. And I'm not talking about schooling. I'm talking about truly learning. You go and you master these, and then you'll be able to provide value for people regardless of whatever it is that you want to do. That should be your main focus. Right? And like even when I'm doing my videos, every single one of them is educational. I'm not promoting consumption. You understand? Like my goal for my videos is not consumption. The goal of my videos is purely educational, because I think that Yu-Gi-Oh has a great market, aftermarket, And with information, it can just become better. And that's the goal of my videos. It is not to just entertain. Like, I'm not an entertainer. You understand? I'm not here to entertain you. I'm not, you can hire a clown for that. That's not me. I'm trying to educate the community on how rare Yu-Gi-Oh cards are and how they could be used as a alternative asset to invest in. I have sealed LOB square logo blisters. Do you think they will appreciate in the future? I don't know. It depends if first edition appreciates. Honestly, your video quality is really the best I have seen in the Yu-Gi-Oh community. Thank you. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. What's your most desired card to pick up in the future, or do you already have everything that you ever wanted? In terms of cards, just more magic formulas. Maybe a Gilgarth PSA 10. I just like those Gladiators Assault Secrets. Yes, because I have a friend who's... Yes, because I have a friend who's been buying cards at near peak, like thousands each, but he said that he thinks he's bag holding losses and only like high end and got out of the hobby. Yeah, I mean, if you bought at peak hype in order to make money, you're gonna take a bath. You're gonna get rinsed. So yeah, I don't think that what's it called? I don't think I don't think it was wise to buy during the hype. Yes, because I answered that. Congrats on 10K, big man. Can't wait to see you open more packs. Yeah, we'll see, man. I have a video collab with Casual Yugi stuff coming up soon. I highly recommend you guys check out his channel if you're interested in pack openings and seeing like rare cards get pulled. Have you ever seen Watch the Water? I have seen Watch the Water, yes. I think it's kind of bullshit, but that's just my opinion. But yes, I have seen Watch the Water. I mean, I can't see the app. I don't know what to tell you, man. It's COLLECTR. There's no ER. You see that? It's just R. See if the magic formula that Casual Yugi pulled, if the owner wants to sell and grade it. That's not the one that I'm looking for. I'm looking for a different type of magic formula, not the European ones. I think he's grading Egyptian collector. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I appreciate your live chat and your videos to get down to the truth. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. How much more do you think Europrint Ultimates are worth to the NA copy? I don't think they should be worth more, in my opinion. See, what European copies sacrifice on the front, they sacrifice on the back. Or whatever they gain on the front, they sacrifice on the back. And in my opinion, the Yu-Gi-Oh card is not just one way. I think it's a two-way. So I don't think that they should be worth more. I think they should be equal to, because they have something that the North American doesn't have. But they also suffer from something that the NA doesn't have. Kels, any chance you're making food?
What would you like to eat?
Anything. I'm so hungry. Has PSA ever lost or damaged any of your cards? Yes, a lot. They haven't lost anything, but they've damaged a lot of my cards, yes. I have mastered Maori carving. Fully carved Maori meeting houses are 3 each year, 1 to 3 years per house, doubled hull canoes, 1.5 to 2 mil each. Wow, what is... Holy, that's crazy, dude. Do you have a page? I'm gonna check it out real quick right now.
What is it?
Maori carving. It's basically like... it looks like Aztec, like it's like where you see like the face and then there's a lot of patterns on the face and stuff like that. I don't know how to
Like
what to call them.
Mexican skulls?
Yeah, yes.
Candy skulls or whatever?
No. Like just look it up.
No, aren't they called candy skulls?
Not the Mexican ones. I know what you're talking about.
Oh.
Not the specter skulls. No. Would you prefer original Upper Deck stock or Japanese? Sorry, yeah, eggs and toast is great. Um, UDE stock or Japanese? Um, I like I like both. Honestly, I like both. Talk about Doctor Strange 2. Doctor Strange 2 is probably the most propaganda filled film I have ever seen. Strictly wife in the background. Yeah. How much harder is it to be a collector in Canada versus living in the US? Do you deal with fees, customs, and bad currency conversions? I've tried to dodge a lot of those garbage government induced trash problems. Uh, but for the most part, I haven't really had any issues with them. You know, some stuff that I had issues with is, for example, I can't sell on TCG Player. That's a big bummer for me because that would help my business a lot. But again, like, it's just government bullshit getting in the way of things all the time. Yeah, I think what's it called? That's probably like the only one where it's like I had issues with like customs and stuff, but the only problem is just it just takes a while to get the packages. Like a lot of my videos, for example, like I can't even put out more than one a week because just getting the cards in so that I have specimens to show you guys, it takes forever, man, because it gets stuck at customs. Like it's so trash, man. Like again, man, I hate the government. I hate every facet of it, and this just it just solidifies my point even more. I wish I can go to the States. What do you think about Doctor Strange 2? Like I said, I think it's very propaganda propaganda filled. Do you think that there's anything investable in modern Yu-Gi-Oh? No. Hey man, just started watching your channel a couple of weeks ago and have nothing but positive feedback for you. You guys do a great job on production. Of course, I'm very blown by your collection. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, man. Doctor Strange 2 was not good in IMO. It's very disappointing. Absolutely. Ban. I thought they lifted the ban for Canadians who want to come to the US. They only lifted it for the people who are vaxxed. I'm not vaxxed, so I can't go anywhere. Well, at least Canada doesn't allow me to leave anywhere. Are you planning on making a video on the collection of your wife? She wants to make a video for that. I might do that in the future. Maybe like later on, not right now. I have a lot of stuff that is on my plate right now that I need to finish, but I definitely am interested in doing something like that. What video games do you play? I don't play video games, unfortunately. I used to play League. That was like the only video game I really dedicated a lot of time to, but I quit that. What is one Grail card that you have yet to have in your collection? Well, with Festa, I have pretty much everything. I don't really need anything else. I have everything. Mind expanding on the propaganda aspect of Doctor Strange 2. So, for example, there was a lot of feministic nonsense. For example, like when they showed the Illuminati, for example, they had like the smartest man on earth completely expose not expose, like reveal Black Bolt's power. Black Bolt is like an S tier power character. Same with Scarlet Witch. And we had Mr. Fantastic be a complete idiot who's allegedly the smartest man on the planet. And then again, of course, the two male characters, including actually three male characters with Dr. Xavier, and all of them got completely destroyed in like literally a second. Literally a second. They didn't even have time to be on the screen. While, of course, female Captain America, which is like, even male Captain America is useless against Scarlet Witch, but female Captain America somehow puts up, you know, like a 5-10 minute fight or whatever it is, like 2-minute fight, 3 minutes fight against Scarlet Witch. You know what I mean? Captain Marvel holds up a fight against against Scarlet Witch, but of course, Black Bolt, an S tier character, doesn't. Professor Xavier, which is like his realm is literally the astral plane, right? And he somehow got murked by Scarlet Witch in that film, like literally 2 seconds pop. Even though he's like literally the strongest character in the astral plane. But of course, the female characters had to be able to, you know, show off their muscles. So yeah, like that is, for example, a huge load of propaganda. The propaganda of, you know, Russia versus America, right? Like conveniently, the Russian character, the Scarlet Witch, Wanda Maximoff, all of a sudden is fighting off against so-called America, and America had to show Russia that she is crazy, and she is like, this is where I say, like, there's no way that there's no world script. Like, how is it so conveniently at the same time? You know, it's just a bunch of nonsense, man. Like, I don't know. To me, like, bunch of nonsense. Like, literally, to me, just the Captain America being able to put up a fight, but Black Bolt couldn't put up a fight. Professor Xavier couldn't put up a fight. That is when I knew, like, it's just a bunch of nonsense. Like, and then the Russia versus America thing is like, they had America, like America versus Russia. Like, give me a freaking break. Anyway, that's a huge rant right there. I saw a PSA 10 first edition SDK on PWCC auction. What do you think it'll go for in this bear market? If it goes for under 10K, I would say that's fair. What do you mean by propaganda filled? As in, it was very woke. Have you ever used Card Market? I have, yeah. I picked up some cards from there, and you're going to see one of the cards that I picked up in a future video. Would you like the Yu-Gi-Oh community to expand or keep it on the low? I would love for it to expand, but I want it to expand on a very high level. I don't want it to expand on an amateur level of just consumerism, just buying things and consuming the whole time. Did you play Zed a lot on League? Him and Yasu are so mechanically tough to play, especially knowing how to use Zed's shadows to play your opponents. Yes, that's why I like Zed. I used to play Vayne. That was my main. I used to be called Fear Vayne. But then I changed my name to Zed Vantage. I believe the correct term we're looking for is wokeness. Pretty much, yes. Festa 10 would be a goal. Yeah, if I can get Festa 10, I mean, I pretty much accomplished the impossible. I don't get how the statue killed Captain Marvel. The only reason they put the Illuminati in the film was for ticket sales. They were just selling hype. Yeah, that film was a huge... I don't know, man. Like, Doctor Strange was not even the main character of his own film, man. Like, it's like crazy, man. It's like, how are they getting away with this? And people are still... They're not seeing it. Whatever. Anyway, moving on. People never needed governments. They are all registered corporations on the New York Stock Exchange against their own laws. Very interesting. Very interesting. Yes, they are. Yes, the governments are. They are all corporations. Yes, that's why. If you look up, for example, United States, and you compare it to United States of America, one is a corporation, one is not. But anyway, I don't want to get into that. Other than the actual plot of the movie, Doctor Strange really felt to me like they tried to shoehorn a horror movie into a superhero movie. They should have gone one way or the other. America had two moms. I don't want to get into that, man. I don't want to get into that. Feminist beings. Nonsense, you name it. They had the perfect opportunity to segue into Marvel Zombies, but they blew it. Do you ship to Qatar? I might. You'd have to message me, and it would have to be something that's like worthwhile shipping. I don't want to like open up like a whole account to ship somewhere where it's like it's a little bit difficult. But I don't mind shipping to you if you really want like something like bigger per se, like 500 plus. What's your opinion on opening old packs and boxes? For me, I would not do it, but I understand why people do it. I get tempted very often, but I don't personally do it. Yeah, I'm very alpha investments in that way, where it's like I don't open a lot of stuff. What rank did I peak? I peaked gold. What is something that you like in the Yu-Gi-Oh community that is Yu-Gi-Oh related and has nothing to do with Konami? I like the rare hunter aspect in the Yu-Gi-Oh community. Like Yu-Gi-Oh collectors really love rare cards, and I really appreciate that about them. I've known some collectors of legacy products to be very against opening them and treat them more like museum artifacts. To me, it seems fun opportunity to open a piece of history. Yeah, I mean, I could see it both ways. I personally would not do it, but I understand somebody who would. So would you say unlimited LOB is worth more than desirable and LOB first edition European? No. I don't think it's your. No. I'm not talking about cards. Cards first edition will always surpass unlimited. But I think in uncut sheets, unlimited LOB uncut sheet is more iconic than LOBE uncut sheet. You understand? That's what I'm talking about. Roxanne 34 making Strictly's collection go up. I guess. Omar, is your ethnicity Egyptian? No, it's not. It's Syrian. I'm from Syria. Do you like Starlight Appaloosa? I like all the Starlights. I think that they are some of the best moves Konami has made in recent years. Yo, man. Glad I can make it onto your live stream. Came to show support. Keep up the great content. Thank you, Tony. I really appreciate your support. Are there rarities from other card games like Pokemon, Full Arts, for example, that you would like to see in Yu-Gi-Oh? I would like to see non-Yu-Gi-Oh related cards. I think the closest that we got to that was Field Centers. I would love collectible cards that are like Tops. Kels, could you grab me a Tops card real quick? The Tops Chrome. They should be on the floor there. They're like the really thick cards.
Oh, the Pokemon?
Yeah. Cinque. Thank you. Like I would love a card like this. Take a look at this right here. Something like this with a full art, basically Blue Eyes White Dragon Dark Magician with no text. Like, okay, put the name, no problem. I don't want to see anything else on there. I would love a collectible card. I would love collectible Yu-Gi-Oh cards instead of just the card game. But I think that they're missing out a lot of money because I would collect stuff like this, man. I would love stuff like this. Something like the Field Centers, but without the the Field Center and all that nonsense. Do you enjoy collecting BGS slabs? Many people don't like them for collection because they don't have as much clarity compared to PSA slabs. I covered that in my video coming out this Sunday. Do you like Starlights over old Ghost Shares? No, I don't. I like old Ghost Shares more. So would you say a value of uncut sheet isn't based solely off the rarity or worth of its individual cards, but more on how iconic the cards on the sheet are? Exactly, yes. Because when you're buying an uncut sheet, you're not buying the rarity of the cards. Nobody cares about the rarity of the cards. Just trying to understand uncut sheet values as it isn't always very straightforward. Yeah, man, I have a binder page of those old Pokemon Tops cards. Good call. Yeah, man, they are beautiful. I highly recommend Tops Chrome, not Tops, Tops Chrome. Like they have this stamp right here that says Chrome. Okay, these cards, man, when you hold this in your hand, you're gonna be like, wow. You're gonna be pretty blown away. Like they're very nice and so cheap. Like the character cards for season 1 of Legendary Duelist. Not character cards. I don't really care about Yugi, but I would love like a Dark Magician of this style, for example. Like I'll show you guys actually. Like, hold on. So, if we take a look at this, okay, and if we take a look at this, like, holy, look at this thing. Beautiful, man. If they made something like this, get rid of this crap, get rid of all of this. Like, you know what I mean? Just leave it, just the card alone. Oh, man. And get rid of all this nonsense. Like, make something like, make it a full art thing. I don't know how to explain it, but make it something like that. It would do so well, in my opinion. This is the Japanese one. Japanese one looks better than the North American. I'll show you another example of something that they did in the past. Oh, oops. Like this is an older Dark Magician Gold card that they made. Look at that. How beautiful is this? Like so well done. Different rarities. You know what I mean? Like I think people would eat this stuff up. Look at this thing. I think people would love these cards. Look at that. Tell me that's not like super collectible. Amazing. Amazing. Like I wish that they would. I'm making a video on these. I'm just waiting for the cards to arrive. I'm gonna break them down for you guys. But yeah, I think that these cards have huge potential. If they made something like this for Yu-Gi-Oh, ooh. Ooh.
Let me know when you want to eat, and then I'll put it only takes a couple minutes.
Thank you. What's your opinion on Konami only really printing first editions of sets anymore? I know Toon Chaos has unlimited, but it seems like most modern sets are only first edition. Yeah, well, it's because they're not printing as much anymore. The game is not as strong as it was before. Opinions on high-end Yu-Gi-Oh replicas? I think they're trash. I never knew they made Topps Chrome Pokemon cards. That's so sick. I still have some baseball and American cards from them that aren't worth much, but they look great. I definitely recommend them, bro. Like they feel so nice in the hand. They're super thick, not flimsy at all. The way that they're made is like, and the way that the hollow foil pops, like I can't show you here because like it's, yeah, I can't, but it's all good. Actually, Kels, could you come show them real quick? Just press the focus button.
Yeah,
So
okay.
this right here, check this. Look at that. Oh man.
Can you see it?
Yeah. So nice, man. I wish they would do something like this for Yu-Gi-Oh. Anyway, you can press now. Press it now. There, thanks. So pretty much just like art cards. Exactly, yes. Because that's what I collect. Like I like them as pieces of art. I don't really collect them because of the effect. I don't care about the effect at all. I think there are metal golden cards. Yeah, there is, yes. Konami does not capitalize enough on how amazing a lot of their art is, especially before the era of all the anime style art. Yes, the old gothic style, like the summon skulls, The Blackluster Soldiers, oh man, they would do so well, honestly. I'm in the minority with this one, but I think Rush Duel cards look really cool. I like Rush Duel cards as well. Do you see the higher end market dropping any lower by 20% by the end of the year or next year, since people are more short on cash these days compared to last year because of inflation? The only thing that will dictate this is just whether the Federal Reserve raises interest rates or drops them. If they drop them, they're gonna, what's it called? They're gonna get killed. I think most people agree they look good. They just don't care for playing Rush Duels. Yeah, but I would collect them. Like I would truly collect them. I don't want the text. You know what I mean? Like I don't care about this text. Like you want to put the text, put it on the back. This one has it on the back right here. You see this? They have all the stats and like, look, this one says an ultimate wizard in terms of attack and defense. That's Electabuzz. You understand? Just do that if you need to, but there's no need for, what's it called? There's no need for the text. Having full arts like that inserted as collector chase items and booster sets would be so cool. It would open up an amazing avenue for purchasing products for reasons other than getting meta cards. Exactly, like, bro, sports cards, they do the same thing. You know what I mean? Like, they do the same thing with sports cards. Put the stats on the back, no problem. You want to put it on the back, no problem. It's going to be in the sleeve anyway. But imagine having a full binder page of the full art, like, in every slot. Like, Dark Magician Girl, Dark Sage, whatever. Oh my goodness, like, that would be insane. Let's go, love the content, thank you. Should NA remove first edition in Yu-Gi-Oh like OCG? Absolutely not. They should not do that. That would devalue their stuff forever. That's literally the thing that they're hanging on to right now. Do you think there are still old Yu-Gi-Oh products, example, original starter deck Kaiba, out in the wild and random hobby shops, or has everything ended up in the hands of collectors? There's definitely a lot more still out there. Since you like Starlights, do you think that sets with noble cards such as Black Rose will do well? I only find myself being interested in sets with Starlights. Yes, I definitely agree with you. And yes, I do think that, I mean, if anything is going to survive the long term, it's definitely going to be the Starlight, Black Rose, Effect Veilers, Stardust Dragons. If anything survives Modern, because I don't think anything is going to survive Modern, but yeah, I think if something does, it's going to be those. Is Yu-Gi-Oh collecting intergenerational? Or will it go away with the stamp/coin collecting dies with the generation? I think that I don't think it's generational. It can be. It can be if we make it that way. Like, again, if we make collecting something more serious than just opening packs and screaming with open thumbnails, if we make it more than this, then the hobby would evolve to become intergenerational. Older people would want to come in, and younger people will have something to look forward to as they grow up. But right now, the hobby is very stagnant. Do you play Master Duel? No, I do not play Master Duel. Rush Duel artworks are an improved version of the old ones. That's debatable. I think some of them improved, like DMG, but I don't think Blue Eyes improved. Yeah, it definitely hasn't taken off strong in Japan, but I have seen some people show interest in collecting them. Yeah, it's going to be difficult to collect those. I'm telling you, the one way Konami can make a comeback is by making collectible art cards. What would you say is your top 5 favorite Yu-Gi-Oh artworks and monsters? A lot of people, including old school experts, say Summon Skull is the greatest artwork as well as his favorite artwork. I definitely think Summon Skull is one of the greatest, yes. I think it's in the top 5. I think Summon Skull is one of the most undervalued cards out there. Thanks so much for answering. I would say the aesthetic would also play a huge part in the uncut sheet. For example, uncut secret rare looks better than uncut ultra rare in my opinion. Yeah, I was actually bidding on a uncut sheet of ultimate rares from Cybernetic Revolution. Okay, this is really funny. All right, I'll tell you. So I was bidding with somebody else called Sunny. Okay, he's a shop owner or so-called shop owner at the moment. He hasn't been in business for a long time, but what's it called? He's a so-called shop owner in Toronto, where I am. And what's it called? What's really interesting is, so I bid up to 15,000. I wasn't willing to pay more than 15, but the sheet is basically uncut first edition North American ultimate rares, 4 cyber dragons on there, 1 cyber end, whatever. It's like 30 cards. The sheet had a lot of creases on it. The aesthetic, I wouldn't say looks that great because, again, it's NA Ultimate Rares. But the interesting thing is that when I was bidding on it, this is my thought process. I was like, look, he's in Toronto, okay? If I was to win this sheet right now, if I was to go higher than 15, I could, but if I was to go higher than 15, I would have to, number one, deal with the shipping, which is very expensive. Number 2, deal with the importation, the tax fees, whatever, all that. And then number 3, deal with the risk of having it being shipped here. I was like, look, Sunny is in the city. To me, I'm not very optimistic about the future of the economy. So I'm going to take a gamble here. I'm going to let Sunny win it. And then hopefully I'll be able to buy it from him later on for around the same price. Maybe a little bit more, no problem. I don't mind paying because he took the risk of bringing it in. Maybe a little bit more, but I just don't want to deal with the risk of bringing it here. So I was like, no problem. I'll let him win it. He won it for, I think, $250 over my bid. And I think he's bringing it to Canada. And then I'll eventually buy it off of him later on. Once he either decides to sell the store, close the store, whatever, I'll end up trying to buy that sheet off of him. If I don't get it, I don't get it. But this, I wasn't willing to pay too much more than 15K, especially with all that risk. So that's kind of like a short side story of trying to get an uncut sheet of Cybernetic Revolution. How I came to that evaluation of 15K, I had 15K to spend. And I was like, I want to buy this. I can write it off of my business. Might as well just do it. So yeah, that's my opinion on uncut sheets. Bro, I'm so sweaty. My shirt's sticking to the back of the chair. So I'll be willing to pay more for the secret rare sheet, but that's just my own opinion. That's fair. I understand that thought process. Next. Imagine a binder page with nothing but full art Exodia pieces. I'll pay a hefty price for a beauty like that. Or maybe even decorate my wall with it. Exactly. You can use it as decoration as well once you have those like full arts. It would just be crazy, man. Agreed. I plan on collecting them if they come to the TCG, which could happen soon since the anime dub is coming out in June. Yes, please. Holy. I need... Here. I got it. I got it. Bless. I got the goat.
Is that too loud?
Yeah, too loud.
That's the lowest it goes.
Oh, that's fine. Just tilt it up my way and that's fine. It doesn't go further than that. Alright, that's fine. Yeah, perfect. Thanks. Sorry, I just got a fan. Now I'm not as hot. That's something that other card games have. I definitely think that's a good way to satisfy both the collectors and the players without overprinting. That's what I'm saying though. You don't need... No, like the full art thing is not necessary for the card game. Like I understand what Konami is doing. Like, you know, when you look at a Yu-Gi-Oh card, you look at this, you're like, okay, this is a Yu-Gi-Oh card because of the layout. And I totally understand this and I actually support this. But, you know, in the same packs, put something like this, you know what I mean? So that collectors can pick it up. You know, they have something to buy and they open this. And then the players, they buy this. You know what I mean? There's no reason, like even the full art Pokemon cards, I don't really like them, dude. Like for example, I'll show you right now. All right. So let's go to page. I'll show you right now. Celebi full art. Okay. This. Okay. I love this artwork right here. Okay. I think it looks fantastic. Okay. What I don't like is leaflet dance slash back, V rule, the V nonsense, the basic, the 109. Like, bro, if they made the exact same thing with none of this garbage, oh my goodness, bro, there's people painting it right now. They make good money off of it. Like, you can go on IG, you can see people paint. I'll show you right now, actually. Shining Gyarados, art. Okay, look at this. There's people that literally can't click. Okay, well, there's people that paint, like look at this. Okay, there's people that paint on the card so that you can get the full art. Like, get rid of this nonsense, man. Like, we don't need this. Get rid of it, man. That was my Arab coming out. That's how they talk. Oh, by the way, dude, I want to show you this. Like, this is something really cool. All right, look, this is something. So I wanted to make some merch, okay? Other than my binders. The way that I figured out how to do it is this. Look at this. So I'm working with my artist, and check this. So what I'm gonna do is actually make art prints. The first art print that I'm making is my favorite Pokemon card of all time. Let me show you this. Let me show you it real quick. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Check this. Look at that. Hold on. How do I get camera? Okay, check this, okay? I basically had him recreate the exact same artwork. What we are gonna do is basically add more detail to the background, but we're gonna keep the exact same Ken Sugimori Gyarados and Ken Sugimori character thing right there. And I'm gonna make an art print of those, a high quality art print. I think it's gonna look sick. I think it's gonna be so sick. You're gonna see it right here, right instead of this. I'm gonna put the art print there. This is my favorite Pokemon artwork of all time. You can see like the Ken Sugimori detail is like exactly like it literally looks exactly like the card. No adjustments made. I'm just gonna be adding more detail to the background so that it's just, you know, when you get into bigger artworks, you can't just have black here, right? So we're gonna add more detail here, and it's gonna look so badass, man. And that's gonna be like one of my first merchandise I'm gonna sell, and then hopefully I'll be able to transition into Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. I'm trying to get somebody to commission an artwork for me, and hopefully they're willing to accept, because I think that I could put out something really nice. But yeah, this is gonna be the first one that I'm making. This is a sneak preview for you guys. But yeah, that's gonna be the art print that I'm gonna be releasing first, Shining Gyarados. So yeah, anyway, back to this. Let's get back to your comments. Sorry, I just missed some of the stream. Did you say Starlight, Stardust, Black Rose, Effect Veiler would be worth holding? I think that they will be the best hold it holds out of anything in the new modern world. I don't collect modern, but if I was to collect something, it would be Starlight. That's what I'm saying. Oh, for sure, boost interest in the game too. They also need to return to their gothic style of artwork, move away from the modern anime style that they've adopted. Yeah, the reason that they moved into the away from the gothic is because they actually ran out of Kazuki Takahashi artwork. You understand? So if you look at all of those Dark Magicians that they've made, they're all straight out of the manga panels. Unfortunately, there's a limited amount of Dark Magician arts that you can use, and that's why they haven't been able to produce too many. And now they're resorting to like the Bandai one. It's funny seeing people criticize collecting as investment when stocks that don't give put dividends are pretty much the same. The scarcity is so important to the value. Exactly. Yep. I totally agree. Sunny Hobbies. Yeah. A great store. I definitely recommend you guys check it out in the GTA. I like the way that you answered someone's question in another Q&A who complained about prices. And you said that if they only care about the card, they could get the OCG. But they wanted it because everyone else wanted it. Exactly. This is a problem with a lot of the socialist or communist mindsets. It's very insidious, which is basically, I can't have it, so that means you should not have it either. Insidious. It's very insidious. I'm sorry. But yeah, that's how their mindset works. And it's literally an illness, bro. It's literally an illness. Konami should make anime series for some of the archetype lores like Dogmatica, World Legacy would be super cool. Absolutely. I think that if they create animes, it would create a lot of demand for their product. That's what took them off in the first place. It's not the manga. And it's definitely not the card game, because the card game was dog shit in the beginning. Konami, yeah. What's your favorite ultimate rare spell card? Ultimate rare spell card. I would have to get back to you on that one. I can't think of anything. I definitely prefer the vintage / gothic look of older Yu-Gi-Oh artworks, but I can't deny that I have a weakness for quality waifu cards. Calmono1 likes his what's her face? Masquerena. As a businessman invested so heavily in a game where card prices affected so much by its usefulness in the modern meta, do you find it necessary to keep up the meta to track prices? No, because I don't collect meta cards. This is very important. I don't collect meta cards. I collect completely outside, I operate completely outside of the meta. How much more do you think the sheet would go for if it was European print? I think a lot more people would be in it because there's like this huge hard-on for Euro cards. I think that they can definitely get over 20 grand for it. I would not pay that though. I value it the same. Do you have a day job or do you make your money from collecting? I make my money from collecting and YouTube now. Write it off your business. How? Well, it's a display piece, right? Like I need it for the backdrop. I need these for the backdrop. These are not investments. These are for my backdrops, right? Otherwise, I would have an empty wall here. Would you want an empty wall? Definitely not. Do you not collect World Championship cards? I bought one. I bought Emperor of Lightning, but I got over it real quick and I sold it actually for my G3, and I don't regret a thing. Do you think it would be cool if they did Yu-Gi-Oh booster packs but just with full art cards? I would love that. If they made like a whole branch, okay, like where they made like Yu-Gi-Oh art of the cards, and they made like, instead of heart of the cards, they made art of the cards, just booster packs. They would go off the shelf. Honestly, and they made like rare variants, right? Like you know how Chrome does it with Sparkle, Spectra, and Techno? I think that they would do extremely well. I'm at work. I'm hiding so I can watch the stream. I appreciate it, man. Thank you very much. What's the progress on the binders, by the way? So I'm getting the samples in to I think either on Friday or Monday, I will record a video and I will put them out for pre-orders right away. If I'm able to gather a substantial amount of the money in, I'll be able to pay right away and get production going right away. If not, I have to wait until the money's available and then I pay them slowly. So what I'm gonna be doing is most likely what's it called? Taking pre-orders, and it's more, bro. Shipping is so expensive. Like, it's so expensive. It's crazy. Like, it's gonna cost $20 a binder. It's kind of insane. I don't know what I'm gonna do about that, honestly. I'm gonna see. That's why I need the pre-orders thing, because I don't want to commit to this, drop like 25 grand, and then have nobody buy because of the shipping prices. I'll get screwed. So yeah, I don't know. I definitely need to see if people are willing to pay for it. Most likely it's going to be around $50 shipped, like, unless I go through Amazon, and then Amazon will take like half my money, but I don't know. Playing devil's advocate, people play the full art Pokemon cards because it's a flex or whatnot. Just like that one dude play 3 secret rare Blue Eyes in his Blue Eyes deck. Yeah, for sure. And you can have two versions. Have literally this, okay? And have the same thing, but with text on it, right? I don't have a problem with that. Will you make Yu-Gi-Oh art prints? I might be doing something like that. Yes. It's just, you have to find the right artist, because Yu-Gi-Oh is completely different than Pokemon. Pokemon is a little bit easy to copy, if that makes sense. Yu-Gi-Oh is a lot more detailed. It's very difficult to replicate. So yeah, like I asked my artist, and his DMG was not that good. If you're watching this, sorry, not sorry. Your Gyarados looks a lot better than the Dark Magician girl. So I don't know. Maybe we'll have to find another way to get it. I'm not sure how I'm gonna do it, to be honest with you. The full art Yu-Gi-Oh cards, the full art prints. Speaking of Pokemon, a shiny version of Yu-Gi-Oh monsters would be sweet. I mean, we already have that. We have Arcana Dark Magician. When will the next binder update come of your promo binder, etc.? Not your own produced. That one will be of the promo binder. I could probably shoot one right now, to be honest with you, but I'm waiting for the binder to come in. Do you like the collector guru? I don't know who that is, man. I have to go, but thank you so much for answering my questions and doing this stream. Looking forward to your future uploads. Thank you, James. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. I'll support your binder business, my guy. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for responding to my comments. The binder videos are beyond epic. Maybe a line of Arcana Yu-Gi-Oh cards. For sure. What do you think of the Starlight error box? I think as long as it does not affect the other Starlight ratios, like Konami basically did it on purpose, I think there's not a problem with it. I think if it does affect the Starlight ratios, they're gonna have a problem on their hand. Thanks for deciding to sell some of the green fantasy sleeves. They look sick with my Ghost collection. Absolutely. Thank you so much for purchasing, man. I know it was expensive. Technical as color-wise, from backgrounds, etc. You should get the Kotobukiya figure, Slifer Ron, Obelisk Tormentor. They look excellent. Yeah, they're alright. I don't want to dabble into figures, man. I'm trying to stick to just cards, or like giant cards or posters or whatever. You mentioned you showed a sneak peek of your binders in the second to last AMA stream. Sadly, the video is removed. The video is not removed. You have to go on my channel, scroll down to the bottom, and you'll see a playlist of my lives. By the way, I should have announced that. Yeah, like the lives are not public anymore. And what's it called? If you want to view them, you're gonna have to go to my channel, scroll down to the playlist, and you'll see the Ask Me Anything lives. Love the videos, my go-to for any Yu-Gi-Oh content and some gems. I've just started collecting cards for grading through PSA. Do you have any advice to look out for what you've done in the hobby? Honestly, man, at this point, everything is so low that whatever you decide to pick up, you're going to be picking up at the bottom of the market so far. I don't know if it's going to go down more. So buy whatever you like and whatever you're willing to hang on to. I think that's what you will do the best in. How much do you have in your savings account? 0. What collector do you think works best aesthetically for Yu-Gi-Oh? What color? Let me... Kels, do you want to just sneak that white binder real quick? Yeah, you can put all of them here if you want. And the black one. So this is the binder that I have, okay? This is the old model, okay? This is not the one that's coming soon. Yeah, the gray one too, thank you. Sorry. Okay, so this is the older model. I don't have the newer model in yet. If you want to see that, that's on the Patreon or channel membership. Thanks. Yeah, so I think if you want to take a look, this is what the binder looks like. Okay? But if you want to see the updated version, it's on my Patreon as well as my other one, membership. And then this is the black version. Oh, shit. That. See that? Strictly sealed logo, white pages. So yeah. Can you do a video of all grading services and compare? I am doing that right now. Yes. That white looks yellow. Yeah, that white, because that's the older material. Like, that's what I'm saying. The material is different on the final product, and that's why I say, like, you have to see that. Thanks, man. Can't wait for you to get the exposure your channel deserves. The love and detail in each video shows. God bless you and your family. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. What is Strictly Conscious? It is a new channel that I have created to discuss some of the deeper topics of films. It's completely different from Yu-Gi-Oh! It has nothing to do with Yu-Gi-Oh! So if you're interested in learning about the deeper aspects of philosophy, that's what that's going to be about. If you live in the GTA, can I do local pickup? Yeah, you can do local pickup for sure. The black looks fire. A black page one would be amazing. There is a black page one coming as well. So it's going to be white, red, white, white, red, black, black, red, white, black, red, black. Can you actually bend the cards if the binder sits in an uneven surface a long time? I don't think so. It depends what kind of binder you have. If you have a piece of crap, then yes. Do you think that the most toxic part of the community is clout chasing? Like, it's all just about money and showing off, like spending a lot to show off and hyping it for clout and quickly selling. I don't think that that's toxic. I think that the most toxic thing is people who are envious of other people. I think that's the most toxic thing. How much the binder would be? It would be around $50 to $60 shipped. It's quite expensive, but bro, like that's why I couldn't bring it down anymore. Most likely $50 shipped. Hey man, love your collection. You put a lot of effort and it shows. Hi Strictly, love your vids. Been watching a while. Just picked up the 2003 Yugi the Destiny promo of Dark Magician PSA 10. First card I've ever got graded. Congrats man, I'm happy for you. Huge congrats. Are you coming to Toronto Regionals? I would love to come to Toronto Regionals. The only thing is that if they don't allow unvaxxed, I won't be able to come. Like in Hartford, you had to be vaxxed in order to go. I'm obviously not. So like if they ban it in Toronto as well, I won't be able to go, unfortunately. How do you think Yu-Gi-Oh will be in the future when dueling and the monsters can actually be brought to life virtually? I have no idea, man, but I would love to see a virtual Blue Eyes White Dragon. There's a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh content creators I love watching, but man, nobody makes me really appreciate the cards, their worth, or Yu-Gi-Oh history as much as you. You're literally the guy. I appreciate it, man. That's the goal of my channel. Thank you so much. I like a lot of yikes. Will you ship to Egypt? Egypt shipping is going to be crazy, bro. It's not even worth it. When would it be available? Around the end of Q3 or Q4 2022. Will your wife ever join you in video or stream? Does she want to keep her privacy? Probably not. She won't be joining, most likely. Maybe behind the camera, sure. What would you price your first Ed Glass Soul Taker? I don't know. No idea. Are you grading any of the Blue Eyes from Kaiba's cases? No, I'm not. There's enough people grading those, man. I bought an unlimited LOB pack on eBay, pulled Guy the Dragon Champion Secret Rare from it. Oh, really? Very interesting. Congrats, man. Omar, what's your favorite card and what rarity is it? My favorite card, I would say, is either Magic Formula Secret Rare First Edition, BPT First Edition, BPT Secret Rare Dark Magician, like 001, and what's it called? And DMG Dark Paladin. I think those are my favorite artworks. Y'all weird for wanting to see his wife. I love the mail videos. How I mail every week with Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. It's amazing, man. Mails is like one of my favorite parts of the hobby. Excited for the Blue Eyes giveaway. Thank you. What's your thoughts on misprint? And is there any that you would want? I'm actually going to make a video on misprints and the problem with them. And I think that that will be a great video. I think it'll touch on a lot of things that a lot of people don't cover when it comes to collecting misprints. I'm a new collector. What are some affordable things you would suggest that you think will be more affordable in the future, that will be worth more in the future? Bro, I can't answer that, man. Like, everybody asks me that. I really don't know. I don't have a crystal ball, so I can't help you with that. But yeah. What's the story on the Stardust poster? This is one of those like store posters. I have not really seen any others out there, so I'm very proud to have it. It's one of those posters that they hung up in stores when the set was being released. What would you pay for a misprinted Magic Formula with Gladiator Beast Herculinos on it? I've never seen that. Could you send me a picture? I think it was asked earlier in the chat, but I wasn't here for the answer. Do you play Master Duel or Duel Links at all? It would be dope to see you stream more often. No, I don't, man. I focus a lot on my work. I don't really have time to play games, unfortunately. I truly, I'm one of those obsessive type of people where it's like when I get into YouTube, I spend a lot all my time on it. When I get into collecting, I spend so like I don't have to I just don't have the time to quote unquote waste on video games, unfortunately. So yeah. Blue Eyes White Dragon SDK PSA 10 price. I'm not sure. Look on eBay, man. So high. Right now, I have no idea what's going on. Oh man, thank you for that, man. Are you religious? I am spiritual. I wouldn't say I'm religious. No, but I am spiritual. I understand. I understand there's more than meets the eye, if that makes sense. Robots in this guy. What are your thoughts on the set grand creators and the collector rares? I thought it was trash. I thought it was trash, to be honest with you. Can you explain? Do you believe in God? Yes. I believe in God. Not okay. I don't believe in God as in the religious God. Like he sent down some rules that you have to follow in order to get into heaven. I do believe that there is a creator, and I do believe that the creator does not like being usurped by, and he does this via implementing laws that are like, for example, gravity. If you jump off this table, you're gonna fall. That's a law. You understand? That's a law that was there before man, and it was there after man. Man can either discover it or just not know how it works. You understand? So I do believe that there is a creator, and the creator, he set rules, and one of those rules is the law of morality. Okay, this is a hidden law that you don't physically see manifest in the physical realm, and this law is what's in ancient religions called like natural law, karmic law, God's law, whatever you want to call it. It's been there since the beginning of time, and this law is what I abide by. So I don't do harm. That's my main law, if that makes sense. In the decree of my religion, it's don't do harm, or as little harm as possible. So that's, and I think that the reason that, again, just like how if I jump off this table, I might fall and break my leg, there's consequences to breaking these laws, just like jumping out of the building. And there's a law to doing harm. And if you do harm, I don't think it's a belief, but what's it called? If you, let's just say you don't believe in it, whether you believe in it or not, it will come back to you. Whatever action that you do or condone, it will come back to you. So because of that, I do believe that that is a law of a creator. I don't think it's just some hocus pocus, belief, if that makes sense. If there's a religion based around hating the government, Strictly Sealed would be its leader. Well, I think religion is the ultimate government. Well, that one and money and religion, money and government are the ultimate religions, right? There's this funny meme I actually want to show you guys. The religion of statism, or the religion of government, basically. All right. Show you it right now. One sec. Uh, Let me show you this real quick. This is the religion of the government. All right, so you have sacred symbols and text. So in Islam, you have the Quran, the Bible, whatever. In here, you have the 50 stars, the white, red stripes. In Islam, you have the moon. In Christianity, you have the cross, whatever it is. You have the deities of your state, all right, which is sometimes it's the prophet or whatever it is. You have the prayers, you have the monuments, the temples, you have the Kaaba, you have the all the religious monuments, church leadership that's available in every religion. There's the churches, aka the schools, the crusades, the mystical rituals, aka voting, right? Like somehow you have some crazy ritual that somehow makes Biden or Trump available to do a lot of the to do things that regular people can't do. And then the worshiping is the what's it called? is the rallies or whatever for whatever deity that you want to follow. And then human sacrifice is the people that die in these wars that they believe in because they got played, if that makes sense. But yeah, that's the religion of the state or government. And I am anti-religion. I am strictly anti-religion. I do not believe in any type of religion, and that includes government and money. You mentioned in the past that we could reach to you outside of eBay for a discount. Yes, you can. Yeah, you just email me, strictlysealedinc@gmail.com, and I'll get you a discount for sure. You don't like collector rares? They're all right. I watched one of your videos the other day, and you got shipment of green sleeves that look cool. How can I buy those? Those are sold out, unfortunately. What did you study in college? I studied business. I appreciate you talking about what people view as controversial stuff. You keep it real with us, and that's appreciated. Well, that's because I appreciate freedom of speech, and I will not kowtow to anybody. I don't get told what to say. I'll bet you that. Like, you can be sure of that. Bet his parents didn't agree with him. Absolutely, they did not. So what do you think about after death? And what is your thoughts about Islam as a religion? Just curious to know. I think Islam is just like every other religion. I think it's more of a cult. That is to say, it has the most logic in terms of any cult. And that's because I think their book is so foundational. I mean, I read most of the spiritual texts. Like, I've read the Quran in Arabic. I read the Bible. I didn't read the Bible in Hebrew. I read it in English. I read the Torah. I read most of the common Bhagavad Gita. I've read the most common religions. I would say that Islam has the strongest foundation when it comes to their religion because their book is actually it makes sense. You understand? The problem is that their book is gatekeep. There's a gate that's put around the book where if anybody's trying to attain any type of spirituality, they have to go through the hurdle, which is the religion called Islam, which you can't find in the book. Like, for example, like Islam has a lot of traditions that they do, like rituals, things like 5 prayers, right? Like, you're not gonna find 5 prayers in the Quran. It never says to do 5 prayers. Ramadan, it says to fast, and it says but you don't know when Ramadan is. You don't know at all. Zakat, they have this thing where they have to give money to, basically a tax, right? They have a tax. It's just 3.5% tax. Not gonna find that anywhere in the Quran. You'll find that give zakat, but you don't know what zakat is. It doesn't explain it. So that's why it's kind of there's a gate around it called Islam, and you can't you can't breach through into the Quran without having to go through a barrier that is the religion. So that's kind of the my thoughts on Islam. I think that their book has a lot of value, just like the Bible does, just like the Torah. And they all share the same spiritual message, which is karmic law, in my opinion. It's just all of them are put behind a massive religion that is just very difficult to preach. It's very difficult to pierce through, if that makes sense. So it's like the religion of the state, for example, right? Like if you truly want to get to a state, you have to read all of these law books, right? But all of them, you end up realizing that, oh shit, it's just a corporation, and this is how they're trying to evade karmic law, right? Like the enslavers of our society, the rulers of our society, the way that they avoid karmic law is by creating the thing called the corporation. You understand? So that's once you understand that, then it kind of gets all put into perspective, and you start to understand why there's these things called religion. You understand? Because it's just a social group. It's just a social group that people like to be part of. And they're like, oh, I belong to this sect. I belong to this sect. So yeah. Common sense says it all. It just takes a little bit of sense. I like Trump. He's hella funny. Hail Satan. Strictly satanic. Hello. No, I believe Satanism is something that is completely different than what the church or whatever teach about Satanism. I think Satanism is actually breaking karmic law. That's what Satanism is. Like it's breaking the fact that it's basically doing harm. That's what Satanism is. So yeah. This definitely isn't your typical Syrian, and I'm talking from personal experiences. I am not like, I would consider myself a lot more well-read than a typical Syrian. Strictly say, no. Again, I am not a Satanist. Like, you have to think of something, right? Like Satan, it comes from the Hebrew word shaitan, okay? Or in Arabic, it's shaitan. This word, it literally means adversary. You understand? Opposition. It means oppositional force. And the satanic force is literally everything opposite of whatever the creator made, right? So if the creator put these laws, which is don't do harm, if you break this, then you are an adversary. As simple as that. There's a right hand and a left hand. Like, for example, in the Bible, in the Torah, you'll see a lot of examples of something called the right hand of God and the left hand of God. In the Quran, for example, you'll see an example where it says, like, you will come on judgment day, either your book is in your right hand or your left hand, right? Now, Muslims don't know what left hand or right hand means. Like, why is left hand bad? Why is right hand good? They don't know what that means, or they don't ask. But if you don't have an understanding of the mystery school system or the Babylonian mystery school system, you're not going to know what left hand, right hand means. So you get caught up in, Satan is something with horns. No, Satanism is anything that breaks the karmic law that the creator has put down, if that makes sense. So I hope that kind of makes sense. Satanism, the root word, okay, it is literally just adversary. You understand? That's where that's where Saturn comes from, right? Like if you look up Wicca, for example, and you look up the energies of the planet, Satan basically is the planet of control or opposition. It literally means heavy control. You understand? Jupiter, the opposite side, or the sun, they're both very symbolic together. The sun is the freedom side, or the more free, or the masculine aspect of the universe that we live in. So when you have Saturn, aka Satan, that's why you see a lot of witches back in the day, right? Witches, they wear all black. Black is very symbolic for Saturn, right? And because why? They are Saturnian. That's what they're called. They're called Saturnian, but in nature, they're Satanists by nature. So that's kind of very important to understand. Like there's a huge, much broader aspect of what Satanism is. It is not just, you go worship the devil. And I mean, that's not to say, like, again, those people worship the devil not because they love the devil, but what the devil represents. You understand? Which is control, which is the opposition of the evolutionary force of the creator, which is to push humankind forward. That's what Satanism is. Satanism is the opposition force, because anybody who wants to like the dark elitists, they understand they cannot control the evolutionary force. They understand that they can't control the force of the creator. What they can control is the opposition force, which is the satanic or Saturnian force. So that's why they gravitate towards that. If they could control the creator's force, they would, but they can't. You understand that the creator's force is much bigger than anything else in the world that we have today. It's uncontrollable. It pushes humankind forward. And that's not something that they can grab onto and try to manipulate. What they can control is the side forces, aka the satanic forces or the Saturnian forces. You understand? So that's very, very important to kind of get your head around. And this is why I'm against government, because government is the ultimate force of control and Satanism. That's truly what it is. That's what I'm not against government because I hate Trudeau or Trump or whatever. I don't care about any of those people. I am against the idea of committing harm. And government, the only way they do things is by harm. You understand? By coercion, by throwing you in a cage or shooting you. Right? That's the only thing that they can do. And that's how they are able to kind of keep control of like society, right? Like think about it. Why do you pay your taxes? Why do you I don't know, for example, why do you not build a house in the middle of the forest? Why? Because you're going to have the government come knock on your door and tell you to pay this, pay this, pay this, or they're going to put you in a cage, right? They use coercion, which is harm. So that's the main reason why I'm against government. I'm not against order. I'm for order, because order comes naturally to the human being. The problem is that when you have government, order is brought on by coercion. You understand? By coercion, by using force against somebody else to make them do what you're told, what they're told. And that's what I'm against, right? And that's where like the whole divide between Satanism and the left hand or the right hand. The right hand prefers freedom. And I think freedom will basically, or a freedom / morality, okay? Because in my opinion, anytime you use coercion, you are immoral. Anytime you use anytime you use coercion, you are immoral, and thus you are in a satanic mindset. I don't use force for anything. I stand behind the truth. I say the truth, and some people listen to it, some people don't, and that's their prerogative, and that's something that they will have to discuss with their soul later on, right? Like after you die, whatever comes after death, whether you meet your maker, you meet your soul, whatever it is, you will face something, and And that's if you don't face it in this life, right? Like a lot of people, you'll see that they'll face the karmic consequences in this life. Some people, they're not. Some people will have to face it later on. And in my opinion, I think that when you are committing any sort of immorality, you will have to face to that. And what is immoral? It's anything that you don't have the right to do, aka anything that commits harm. So it's a very, very like the understanding of Satanism is something completely different than what most religions teach, and that's on purpose. You understand? That's made by design, so that I don't know. You either you go to church on Sunday, you know, whatever, you take the Sabbath on Saturday, or you go to the mosque on Friday. All three of those, by the way, are very esoteric days. You understand? Like, there's a reason why Christians worship the sun, right? Or the Son of God, S-O-N, or the S-U-N of God, Son. You understand? There's a reason why they worship on Sunday, right? There's a reason why Jews worship on the Saturn day, Saturn. You understand? That's the opposition force, and that's why Jews and Christians are at odds. There's a reason why Muslims worship on Freya or Friday, right, which is the moon goddess, and that's why their symbol is the moon. Like, all of these religions have very deep meanings placed into them that people don't understand. They don't know what they're following, and like what the Quran says. The Quran says, like, at the day of judgment, the people who are following the wrong path will look to their leaders and will say, hey, you led us this way. And they're going to say, I don't know you. And that's the problem, right? Like, most of these people, they don't know what they are following. They have no idea what they are worshiping. Like, every religion, they say, what do they say at the end of prayer? In Arabic, they say Ameen. In Christianity, they say Amen, right? All of those is just Amen Ra. It's just a short form. Amun. Look up Amun, the god Amun. You understand? I don't see Amin in the first chapter of the Quran. Like, anybody who's read the Quran, open up the first chapter, you'll see that in their prayers, they say the recitation, and then at the end of it, they say Amin. But you will never see that in the Quran. Why do they say that? That's, again, a sort of indoctrination, because they don't know what they're worshiping. Amun, the hidden one. Yes, it is. Yes, Amun, the hidden one. Yes, that's the. They have no idea. There are a lot of words in my mind that I would like to discuss, but honestly and unfortunately, I'm not as good enough in English. But I'll recommend you, since you like philosophical discussion about podcasts, the latest Jordan Peterson with Muslim scholars like Muhammad Hijab and others. I have seen that. I've seen Muhammad Hijab. I've seen most of his things. I don't think he puts up any good arguments, to be honest with you. It's like the thing is this, okay? Muslims confuse freedom with liberalism, or neoliberalism is what we have right now, okay? The liberals are not for freedom. They are not. This is very important to understand. The liberals are just as fascist as the conservatives. They are not for freedom. The liberal ideology or the freedom ideology is a shell of itself on the liberal side, or the left, if that makes sense. It's very, very important to understand this. The left wants freedom only for some things, okay? Like, oh, I want to kill my children. I'm a leftist. You understand? I want to abort my child. I'm a leftist. You understand? That's what they want freedom for. But once you say, okay, how about freedom for the vaccine? No, that's not freedom. That's not freedom. Only keep your laws off my body. Like, that's what the signs, that's the signs that they hold up. Keep your laws off my body, except if it means mandatory injections. So there's a key difference to understand. And that's what a lot of Muslim and Christian scholars confuse, or maybe they do it on purpose. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing, but it might be on purpose. They try to mix the neoliberalism with true freedom, because true freedom has nothing to do with the left. If anything, it's more right, because conservatives want to keep freedom. And I think what I might do is on Strictly Conscious, there's a very important discussion that Hijab did on liberalism, that I want to just dissect it. Okay, I want to pick it apart, and I really want to do this. This is something that's very important, because he does a lot of straw man arguments. He does a lot of things that, in my opinion, like, because he seems like he's very intelligent, either like he is completely brainwashed, or he's being disingenuous, like one or the other. Like, there's no way that you can confuse these two together. And yeah, I mean, I really want to I really want to dissect this, to be honest with you, because I'm you know, for me, what matters is the truth. You understand? I don't inherently like the Quran. I don't inherently like the Bible. I don't inherently hate religion or government. For me, I like the truth. You understand? In the Bible, Yahweh calls himself the truth. In the Quran, Allah calls himself the truth. You understand? Every single time, it's the truth. I'm following the truth. What is the truth? That's what we have to get to. I think that is something that mankind has to strive to get to. We have to understand that there is a truth, and that we have to get to it. Okay? And we kind of like, you know, people who discovered dinosaur bones, we have to kind of pick away at all of the lies and somehow be able to get the truth from there. And when somebody says to me, honestly, like Egyptian Collector, I want you to, if you speak Arabic, it seems like you're an Arabic speaker, I would recommend you talk to me, because if you can't explain your points, then to me, it means that you are following what you don't know. You have to be able to 100% explain thoroughly your ideas in order for you to truly be somebody who is creative, who can create on his own, not just a parrot. So hopefully, because every Arab that I've seen, no joke, they tell me it's like word for word, as if they memorized it. Like it's literally word for word, the exact same script. I've never seen anybody step out of that. So I think if hopefully that you are able to explain your ideas in the Arabic language, because I can speak Arabic. So if you want to talk to me, sure, I don't mind. I don't have a problem at all. Next. Most Muslims mix religion and politics. Well, no, I think most Muslims are they just follow without ever, like, I bet you 99% of Muslims have not read the Quran. Okay, they've read one chapter and they read the end. Surah An-Nas, Surah there's three surahs at the end that most Arabs know, and then they know the Fatiha, and that's it. None of them have actually spent time to read the Quran. None of them have tried to spend time to study the Quran. Why? Because they have another religion, which is money. You understand? They need to make money. And that is the main problem. They don't have time. They're like, oh, this is not for me. This is for the scholars. The scholars know what to do. And the scholars are taking advantage of them, because those people don't want to do the work. Okay? Well, I did the work. Okay? Nobody can tell me that I didn't do the work because I sat there reading it, trying to decipher it. Okay? I read the other books as well, the books that it references. And I tried to read them as well, and I tried to decipher them myself to the best of my ability. I'm not going to say that I'm like the greatest, most knowing man. I'm just saying, at least I am confident that I did everything I can to understand the truth and then move on. But somebody who has never read the Quran, somebody who has never read the other books that the Quran references, you can't tell me, to do this or that because you have not done the work yourself. Islam to be a political movement, if anything, not a religion. Also, culture is mixed in there. Yeah, I mean, again, culture comes from what? Cult. You understand? It comes from cult. What is a cult? It's a cult is basically a religion that does harm to those who don't adhere by it. That's why government is a cult. See, I didn't vote anybody in. You understand? But if I don't pay you a portion of my wealth, or if I don't pay the government, your God, a portion of my wealth, they're gonna hurt me. And this is why I say government is a cult. You understand? Any religion that does harm to anybody who doesn't believe in it is a cult. So yeah. The media made this idea about it, basically the Western media. Again, I'm not siding with the Western media, dude. The Western media is bullshit. You understand? I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is a lot of the adherers to the Muslim religion have never read their book. That means they are wankers. They are phonies. If you believe in something, how can you believe in something just by believing? What is the difference between you and Christians? Because I know Muslims get on Christians a lot. They're like, oh, you just believe. You have to have faith. No. What you have is laziness, okay? Laziness because you've never read your own book that you so strongly stand by. See, I stand behind the Quran. I stand behind the Torah and the Bible as well. I understand what they are saying. But the thing is that I actually took the time. I spent time with them. Most Muslims, just like most Christians, have never read their book. Okay? Any Christian, I'm getting on Muslims because there's a lot of Muslims in my chat, but any Christian, okay, they will, at least they're honest about it. They'll tell you, I didn't read the Old Testament. They'll tell you about it. They'll be honest about it. Muslims, they're not going to do that. Christians, they know that they didn't read shit. They know that. Okay, they know that they have never even attempted to read the Old Testament. Because number one, it's a challenge in itself. I understand why they didn't read it, because not just because they're lazy, but also because it's actually difficult. You have to spend a lot of time. Okay, and if they read the Torah, they know that there's no chance that this is the same God reappearing. You understand? Most Christians who have actually read both books, they understand that Yahweh is not the same as Yahweh Shai. You understand? It's not the same person. They cannot, like, bro, they are not the same. Yahweh is a completely different God. Like, it's completely different. So at least what is it called? It's called Unitarian Christians. Unitarian Christians separate the Yahweh from Jesus. Those two, they still say they're both God, but they understand that the Father is a higher position. At least those people are a little bit more honest. But any Christian who has truly read the Torah, you know that there's no chance that the Yahweh of the Bible, like, bro, in the book of Exodus, he's like, put no face onto mine. There is nothing that walks the earth. There's nothing that sails the seas that is like me. There is nothing like me. There is no one on the face of the earth that is like me, or something like that. Put no face onto mine. How are you going to tell me that all of a sudden he just changed his mind and then all of a sudden he just appeared as God? Like, come on, man. Like, Be honest. That's why I say it's strictly conscious. It means self-aware. It means you don't lie to yourself. You know what I mean? You don't try to convince yourself of the truth, or not. You convince yourself of something because this is what you grew up on. I have no attachment to anything. For me, my attachment is the truth. If I get proven wrong, no problem. I tell you, I'm wrong, no problem. I got proven wrong many times in my life, and I just admit it and I move on. But the problem with religion is that it's such a huge investment. It's such a huge investment that you can be castrated by your family, by your friends, all of these people that you grew up with. If you just change your views, that's heavily, heavily taxing. It's heavily taxing. It's so taxing. And I understand why people don't want to question things. I totally get it. And this is why I value the individual. The individual will always be the most important thing in the world. The collective means nothing. The bigger the crowd, the stupider the crowd. The individual has to be able to stand by himself and think for himself. And this is what a lot of religions do not allow. This is where literally the whole democracy comes in, right? Like the majority is the winner. The majority makes up what is the truth. No. You know what I mean? No, it does not. You can't say the majority decided alcohol is banned like during the prohibition and then all of a sudden it's unbanned. It's either banned or it's not. It's either the truth or it's not. You can't tell me slavery is okay in the 1800s, but now it's not because the laws allowed it. No. The law is not a good way of determining what is the truth. And this is how somebody has to think. They have to understand and pick apart all the inconsistencies in their logic, right? Like if your logic is whatever the government decides is the truth and that's the truth. Okay, well, the government decided slavery is correct in the 1800s. That means you have to decide that it is correct. If that's the truth, okay, then follow that. I don't think that that's the truth. Because to me, slavery is wrong today. It's wrong 200 years ago. It's wrong 1,000 years ago. Why? Because my metric, my ruler for what is the truth is harm. Does this cause harm? Does slavery cause harm? Yes? Okay, then it's immoral. It's wrong. Doesn't matter if it's 2000, 2022, 1800, 1700, 1000. Oh, it does harm? Okay, then it's false. It's immoral. Prohibition doesn't become moral and immoral based on the government's whims or on the collective's whims. The truth doesn't care about the collective. The truth is the truth, independent of what the collective wants. Like, I think this is very, very important. Belief is the enemy of knowing. You understand? Belief is the enemy of knowing. What the Quran, so Emmanuel Kuhn says here, bro, your book is corrupted. It's a copy of the previous religions, thus not original. None of the stories in the Quran are original. Nobody said that the Quran never stated that the stories are original. The Quran plays a role of verifying what came before it. That's what it says it does. And I think it does that a pretty good job. It also takes apart all of the nonsense that was done to the Torah and the Bible, for example. Like, okay, like for example, I had this issue when I was reading the Torah. Okay, when I first got into the Torah, one thing stood out to me. Okay, the miracles that the God of the Torah did to Pharaoh. Okay, when the Egyptians, when the Jews or the Israelites, when he wasn't allowing the Israelites to leave, okay? He did 10 different miracles, okay? The one miracle that really stood out to me, it's like, okay, look, he's going to kill all the unborn children or all the firstborns of all the people of Egypt if he doesn't allow the Jews out. Okay, well, to me, why are you punishing the children? Why not just kill the actual people who are oppressing the Jews? You know what I mean? Why not just kill the oppressors of the Israelites? Why you have to kill their children? That to me doesn't make sense. All right? That does not make sense. That stood as a glaring plot hole in the whole Torah lore. Okay, in the books of Moses, it stood as a whole. Well, when I got to the Quran states 9 things, and he states all of them except what? The killing of the firstborns. So to me, what's happening is the Quran is correcting the issues that happened with the Torah. But that's not the only thing, because to me, logically, even before the Quran, I even read the Quran, to me, logically, it doesn't make sense that a God will kill the children of the oppressors and not just kill the oppressors themselves. It just makes no sense to me. So this creates a huge issue. This created a huge issue for me, and it was explained or corrected. What is it called? Errated. It was errated by the Quran when he said that, okay, all of those things happened except the murder of the children. That right there, in my opinion, is something that kind of corroborates what the Quran states, which is a verification of the books before. It never said that it's coming with anything new. All it is it's just the books for the Gentiles. That's what, in my opinion, ummi means in the Quran, right? It means the Gentile, somebody who is not of the Israelites. Okay, that's what the Quran is for. The Quran is for people who are not of the Israelites, because Jesus, the Bible, and the Torah is directed towards the Israelites. And that doesn't mean the Ashkenazi Jews that are living in Palestine. I'm talking about the Israelites, the people of Jacob. Okay? Those people, they have a special role, they have a special duty to fulfill, okay, by the same Abrahamic God, okay? And they have their own gifts and stuff like that bestowed upon them. Those people, they have the Torah and the Bible. The Bible is not for the mankind. It is literally for the Israelites. Okay? Jesus did not come for mankind. He came for who? The lost sheep, aka the Israelites. So the Quran is made so that, what's it called? Is so that you get the same message but to the Gentiles, aka me and everybody else who is not an Israelite or a person of Jacob. Anyway, so what's it called? That is my opinion on the 3 books. But regardless of any of this, all right, if you have not read all 3 books, okay, then you're fooling yourself, and you're not going to fool anybody else other than yourself. And that's the bad part about it. Anyway, moving on. It's the same thing with COVID. People won't do their own research, and when they do, they get attacked or banned from social media. Yes, because even science is a cult now. The only difference between here, for example, instead of the sacred symbols and text, you have some formulas, okay? The deities, instead of wearing white robes or black robes like in the religions, or suits in government, they're just wearing science coats, okay? All of it is just a cult. It's just a cult. All of them are all cults. Christianity is not part of Islam. It's not one religion, bro. Neither is Judaism. Please do not mix them. Why does the Quran have to mention and condemn other religions so often? What is the point of that? The Quran does not condemn other religions, bro. Like, that is Islam. Islam condemns this. The Quran is completely separate from Islam. Stop associating the two together. It's just like me associating the Crusades with the Bible. That's not how it works. They're completely separate. Okay? They, Israelites, are painted on the walls in Egypt, painted as black in traditional dress. Remember other people's Khazaria were told to choose a religion as their murdering Baal worship had to end. Yes, they chose Judaism. Yes, I totally agree with that. in my opinion, the Israelites are the so-called black race, or whatever you want to call them, like the dark-skinned melanated race. That is who the Israelites are, in my opinion. Okay, but that's just my opinion. I don't know the truth for that. Okay, anyway. But yes, the Ashkenazis and the Khazars, okay, they chose Judaism and adopted it. They are not the actual Israelites. They are not the people of Jacob. They think that they are, but in my opinion, they are not. And that's not me being anti-Semitic. Like, that's just from my own research, my own digging. The people who wear those black hats, okay, and they wear their beards, they are not the descendants of Jacob. Sorry for listening. Sorry for drift from Yu-Gi-Oh! And yes, I'll try to DM you on G. Thanks for the discussion. No worries, man. Absolutely. Anytime. Again, I'm not trying to bash anybody's tradition. Okay? I'm not trying to bash that. Go ahead, follow your tradition. But you need to understand that if you're following it without actual understanding, you're doing a disservice to yourself and the rest of mankind, to be honest with you. They were never Semitic. Yes, they are not Semitic. I agree with you. I don't think they were Semitic. I think the only Semitic people are, what's it called? The Israelites and what's it called? The Ishmaelites. They're all descendants of Shem. That's where Shemitic comes from, by the way. Or Semitic in the English language. Anyway, like, I'm surprised somebody even knows this, to be honest with you. And yes, so I think I'm a historian. Very interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting. Wow. It's very rare to find people who actually understand this. That they are not the same people. You know a solid amount of Islam. Is your family Muslim or were you raised Muslim? I was raised Muslim, yes. And what I did was I fell into the rabbit hole of watching debates, okay? And obviously Islam has the strongest backing out of anything out there because Islam has the strongest book out there. It's the most recent book, right? So I fell into like the rabbit hole of like, oh, my religion is better than all these other religions. My religion is right. And yeah, I mean, I sort of broke out of that in 2016. That's when I kind of like started really opening my eyes, my third eye, if that makes sense. I spent enough time with Muslims and in mosques to know enough, and your book is full of silly tales. Emmanuel, man, like just keep it respectful. There's no need for this. Like he has his belief and you have yours, man. You can follow what you want and he will follow what he wants, man. There's no reason for you to be aggressive. I hope no matter how big your channel gets, you continue to do these AMAs. I like your thought processes. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Again, there's a book that I recommend everybody to read. Oh, yo, man, so sore. Okay, hold on. One sec. Yeah. This right here. It's called Trivium, the Classical Liberal Arts of Grammar, Logic, and Rhetoric. Okay? what this book does is it explains how you can how to think, if that makes sense, how you can weed out inconsistencies in people's argument, how you can pick apart straw man arguments, how you can pick apart like derailings of conversation. So grammar, logic, and rhetoric, I definitely 100% recommend this book. It's game changer to how you can think. Like you will not be duped anymore by any master duper any religionist. Okay, this thing will truly enlighten your mind on how to think. Grammar is the accumulation of knowledge. Okay, you grab as much knowledge as you can. You use logic to be able to pick apart everything that is wrong with everything that you have accumulated. And then rhetoric is your ability to be able to explain that. Unbelievable book. Honestly, this has nothing to do with religion or anything like that. It's literally just thought processes, and it really puts things into perspective. I highly recommend it. And it was written it is written so easily. Like literally, bro, like the first book my kid reads is gonna be this. That's how important it is. Like this is sacred text. Okay, that's how important it is. It's extremely like it's so good. I'm telling you. Emmanuel Kun, ignorance is silly. He keeps telling me to do research like pro. I don't need to research the Quran anymore. All right, man, just drop the conversation. Like it's say that to your Coptic brothers and sisters. Was that guy in Canada that had a card shop actually your grandpa? No, it's not my grandpa, bro. I was raised Christian with an Eastern European influence, but I can recognize my own bias from that. I remain influenced by that, but I highly respect and believe a lot of what you say. Yes, that's the thing. Like for me, I would say that I'm very blessed to be able to read Arabic, because if I had read the Quran in English, oh man, I would have tossed that thing a long time ago. It's very difficult to read. It's just like the Torah. So it's just like the Torah. So if you can read the Torah, you'll be fine reading the Quran. And I would say, like, you're gonna find, if you're a Christian, okay, I highly recommend you look up this presentation by a gentleman called Fake Ass Christians, okay, by Mark Passio. He is incredibly enlightening. He was one of my first teachers, if that makes sense. Like, he was the one who taught me a lot of my way of thinking, not my ideology, but I would say like just the thought processes of how to get rid of all the garbage that comes with all of these ancient traditions, because these ancient traditions are actually, they have substance. Like the Quran, the Bible, the Torah, the Bhagavad Gita, all of those books, they have substance in them. The problem is you have to get rid of all the garbage human influence that's put on them, okay? And that comes with those religions. So what I would recommend is you check out that presentation, Fake Ass Christians. It's incredible. Like, it's truly incredible. And it's like a, I think, 6-hour lecture. You're going to learn a lot. Like, I'm telling you, I've spent at least 3 years worth of time just reading, listening to audiobooks, watching presentations, whatever. Okay? It's absolutely, you need this level of grammar, of knowledge accumulation in order for you to be able to start your journey of like initiation, of enlightenment, to open that third eye. Because if you don't, you're going to be living in darkness your whole life, and your soul will face you for that later on. Like whatever comes after death, I don't know what it is. Whatever it is, you will be responsible for that, because you follow things that you did not truly know. You follow things that you believed. So, yeah. is the full name of the book. Trivium, the classic liberal arts of grammar, logic, and rhetoric. I'm about to buy it. Yes, it is. That's the book. Yes. I know you've got to go. What's your thoughts on Jordan Peterson? I think Jordan Peterson is... he's somebody who has... okay. So he's conservative, obviously. Like, you can tell that he's very conservative. He has a lot of good points. I just think for me, he hasn't reached deep enough. Like, if your conclusion is not the abolition of government, then you have not gone far enough. Okay? Like, again, I'm telling you guys, not because I hate government, not because I care about money. If you watch my first podcast, okay? They asked me what my dream job is. My dream job is to truly live off of donations so that I don't pay a single cent of tax. Okay? If I live off of donations, I would be truly fulfilled. You understand? I don't want to do commerce. I do not want to be a part of any corporation. I would like to be a living human being living off of donations. And that will mean that all of my money will get cut like a lot, because a lot of my money right now is made through my corporation. If I was able to live off of donations, I would quit instantly. So when I am anti-government, I am not it's not because of the money. I do not care about the money. I do not care, not even a little bit. I care about the shitty feeling I get in my chest when it comes time for tax season. I know that I am enslaved. Okay? That is what really I'm against. I'm against my ability to not be able to go wherever in the world I want. Okay? I've said this before. In the past, you can get on a boat and go wherever you want. Nobody checked your papers, none of that. Okay? None of that. That is what the world was like before. If you watch Titanic, Jack, he won the boat ticket and he got on the boat and he left. Nobody said, show me your papers. Nobody said any of these things. Okay? That's how free the older generation was. That's how free they were. They were able to go wherever they wanted, whenever they wanted. Imagine that. As long as they had the money for the boat ticket. Now, we can't go anywhere without sticking a needle in our arm. That's how enslaved we've become. So, I want you to understand that anything I say is coming out of a freedom perspective, it is coming out of truth perspective, and it is not coming out of any monetary incentive. Of course, I like being rewarded for my efforts on YouTube. That's why I get paid. Of course, I like being rewarded for anything that I do. Of course, I'm not saying that you should be working for free. Not saying that. But what I'm saying is your motives, okay? My motives are not monetarily driven, because if I stay in this, I will make a lot more money than living off of donations. Okay, so eventually my goal is to shift from strictly sealed to strictly conscious and be able to live off of donations. Okay, those videos will not be monetized. Those videos will literally be 100% free for anybody to view. Okay, and that's my end goal. That's what I hope to accomplish, because I want my freedom more than anything else. I don't want money. I don't want any of it. I want my freedom. So the only way I know how to do that is to raise the consciousness of the people around me, aka you guys, aka my family, my friends, etc. Because if you guys are still asleep, then I'm gonna be enslaved along with the rest of you guys, unfortunately. So yeah, what's it called? So that's one thing that I want to make clear. I don't know how I diverted to that, but it's very important to understand. So with that being said, my thoughts on Jordan Peterson, I think that he is, until he becomes an advocate of removing government, I cannot take him seriously, because that is the main cancer that causes everything in our world today. Okay? That right there, the government, the understanding that government is immoral by nature. That is the root cause of most of our travesties that happen today. You understand why? Because if you don't understand that government is immoral, okay, that means that you believe in something called authority. What is authority? Authority is the ability for somebody to do something that somebody else is not able to do. See, if I knocked on the door of my neighbor and I told him, give me 50% of your money or 42% of your money, and I'll build you a road and whatever, he's going to be like, screw that. You understand? Now, if the government knocks on his door, he's going to be okay with it. That right there is the definition of authority. You are giving the government rights that a regular human being does not have. And what you are doing is you're putting a layer between man and God. You understand? God gave us the gift of freedom. We're the only people who do not have to abide to any routine. A dog, when he pisses, he has to kick his feet and kick the dirt over the piss, right? God gave us the true freedom, the ability to choose. And what the government does is it convinces a group of people that if you give us power or you follow our orders, we will give you all of this and this and this. It's the devil's deal, basically. You understand? It's the devil's deal. That's what that is. Okay? If you read in the Quran, the devil, Satan, he promises Eve and Adam one thing. What? Eternal life. Now, people are like, oh, eternal life. What is eternal life? It is the ultimate level of security, right? You never die. If you never die, you're not worried about anything else. What the devil provides is the ultimate level of security. And what does the government provide? A microcosm of that. It provides a smaller version of that security. Oh, you don't want these Arabs coming in? Okay, we'll build a border for you. Okay, or on the left-hand side, oh, we'll build a welfare state to bring the Arabs in by stealing from people. You understand? It provides a level of security. And what do you trade for that? Your morality. You understand? The immorality that is committed by the government in order to give you whatever security you wanted, whether it be it healthcare, water, whatever it is that you believe that you deserve. Okay? You're trading your morality for that. And this is what I'm against. You understand? This is the key aspect of why I say what I say and do what I do. Okay? It's all to hopefully one day, maybe not me, maybe not my children, but maybe my grandchildren will be able to live in a world where they are not told what to do ever. So yeah, that's kind of, I signed no contract by my own. Wait a minute. Are you the guy that stated the corporation thing? And I'm going to tell you guys one thing, since I can't believe there's 30 people watching still. I'm going to tell you guys something about the world that we live in today, okay? And this is something that is highly, highly occulted, okay? It is knowledge that only the super initiated understands, okay? Number one, okay? You should have asked me, okay, if these people that are higher up, if they have an understanding of karmic law, why do they keep doing what they're doing? Right? Because they should be karmically rewarded for it. Because I do believe that they do understand natural law. You understand? I do understand that they believe in natural law, they understand it, and they know how it works, okay? Natural law as in what's it called? Karmic law, okay? They understand what karma is, they understand it's real. So how is it that they get away with doing what they're doing? Right? That should be your next question, right? They should be like, well, the answer to that, okay? The answer to that is because they're not doing anything. You know who is doing it? The cops, the military, and everybody, every henchman that works under government. When was the last time that you saw David Rockefeller pick up an assault rifle and tell somebody to pay his taxes? When was the last time you saw that? When was the last time you saw the Rothschild family doing any of this? When was the last time that you saw that? You'll never see them do that. What do? They speak words, they write things down on paper, but who's the one that actually does the actual immoral acts? It is the order followers. It's the police, it's the military, and every person who works on the health inspectors, all those under that branch of government. Those are the people who truly are the ones that are doing the harm. David Rockefeller is not gonna suffer any karmic consequences for speaking words. All he did was exercise his right to speak. He's not gonna suffer any karmic consequences by writing things down on a piece of paper and saying, this is the law. You understand? He doesn't suffer that. The people who suffer that are the cops, the military, and everybody under that branch of government, the enforcers. You understand? They are the ones who are getting duped. They are the ones who are going to suffer the ultimate karmic consequences, whether it's in this life or next life. They are the ones who are going to face that. There is nothing that will save them from that, unfortunately. There is nothing that will save them from that, other than obviously quitting, repenting, and trying to fix the thing, fix the mess that they've caused. But I don't remember the last time Trudeau came with a gun to my house and told me, pay your taxes, or you're not allowed to build here. I don't remember the last time he said that. All Trudeau did was write some things on a piece of paper. All Trump did was write things on a piece of paper. It's the order followers who are doing it. And this is very important to understand, because the world that we live in, okay, number one is when they say it's a simulation, it is very much a simulation, but it's not like how people imagine. It's not like the Matrix. The world that we live in is very much like a computer program, okay? If I jump off of this roof, okay, AKA I type things into the keyboard called jumping off the roof, 100% of the time I will fall to my death. You understand? 100%. There's no time I will go up. there's no moment in time where I will do anything other than go down, fall down. When you understand something like this, okay, every single law placed on the earth is the same way. What does this mean? This means that it's not about your intentions of why you do something. It's the action that you do. If I'm intending to save somebody across the building from whatever, if I jump off, it doesn't matter what my intention is, I'm going to fall. Same thing here. If I steal to go give to somebody else that's poor, I am stealing and I will face karmic responsibility for that. This is one thing that is masked by the religions. The religions is all about what is your intention. The simulation, the world that we live in, does not give a damn about your simulation. You type in stealing, okay, you're gonna see on the screen the consequence of stealing. You're gonna type in jumping off the roof to save somebody, doesn't care about that to save somebody. Jumping off the roof, the consequences, falling to your death. This is how the program works. The problem with religion is that they teach people that God is just watching there, pulling strings, doing what. He doesn't need to do this. You understand? He set laws before he even put us on this earth. He put these laws. He said, look, if you don't do this, this is what's going to happen to you. If you do this, this is what's going to happen to you. And if you walk in righteousness, aka moral laws, okay, you will be rewarded. And if you walk like a piece of shit, you're going to be rewarded like a piece of shit. You understand? And this is the key thing. That's why, that's the biggest thing that people don't understand. So, are they not afraid of God? Well, they understand God's law. They're not doing anything wrong. They're not doing anything wrong. What are they doing wrong? I want to know what immorality are they committing? That is what you need to understand. So now you have to understand another thing is, okay, well, how do they implement the laws that we have in this world today, and how do they get away with it? As in a system, if that makes sense. And this is the thing that's going to really shake a lot of people, okay? Like, this is the thing where I've said it like once or twice on my IG lives. This is where you're going to really start to question what the hell you think you know. Number one, okay? You have to understand that everything in the world is a corporation. Why does it have to be a corporation? What does corporation mean? Okay? There's things called law, okay? LAW. LAW stands for land, air, water. Land is the law of the human kind, okay? That's what law is. That's what is called under common law, okay? Common law, when you go look in the court, common law is land or man's law, okay? Humans operate under that law. There's something called maritime admiralty law, which is the law of water, all right? If you go ask any lawyer, ask them what law they studied, they'll tell you it's called maritime admiralty law. What is that? That is the law of the dead, okay? That is what a corporation is, or a corpse is. A corpse is something that is dead. They don't have to, even if they assault you, they're not too worried because you are not a human being. You understand? You are dead. You're dead. You're a corpse. You're lost at sea. Okay? The corporations that we live in, for example, the Corporation of Canada, okay, which has a Corporation of Ontario, Corporation of Toronto, okay? I actually shared a story on my IG once when we were driving by a city called North Bay, okay? It literally said Corporation of North Bay. Like they didn't even hide it. But that corporation, okay, it operates as a ship on sailing on water. This is why they use maritime admiralty law to operate most of the judicial system that we use today, okay? It's the law of merchants. It's the law of, if you don't say no, it's an automatic yes. That's what that means, okay? If you don't say no, it's a yes, okay? That's what's merchant's law. In common law, it's not like that. That's why they try to get rid of common law as much as possible, okay? So the corpse that we live in, okay, and the corpses that we are, they act as ships, okay? When you are born, your parents sign a birth certificate. Birth, okay, birth is, look up the word birth. Like if anybody who's watching right now, but not BIRTH. Look up BERTH, okay? Birth certificate. It's a ship's allotted place at a dock, okay? Your ship, aka your body, okay, now is allocated a spot on the land or the Corporation of Canada or the United States or wherever you live, all right? That's why when you move into a country, you need to get what? A citizenship, all right? A citizenship. They have something called flags, right? What's a flag? It's a pirate flag, right? It's a pirate ship, right? When everything is water in the way that you operate. Like for example, the money that you use is called what? Currency, current, like flowing water, right? Flowing water, where does it flow? By the river bank, right? BANK, bank, okay? When you sell something, what do? You liquidate it. You turn it into water, aka the currency. Everything that your world revolves around, it revolves around maritime admiralty law, the law of merchants. You can look it up. It's called Lex Mercatoria. This is the law that most lawyers study. Okay, this is the law that they use in order to force you to do whatever they ask, basically. Okay, this is why you're enslaved. You understand? A sale is a sale. Yes, exactly. Alexander, yes. SALE, SAIL. You understand? Everything that you do is incorporated under maritime admiralty law. Okay? You yourself are a corpse, are a corporation. You are not a human being. Okay? Your parents signed you over as soon as you were born. That's what the birth certificate is for. Right? When you want to pass or leave a country, it's passport. Right? You have to pass to the port. Right? To the ship port. You understand? That's what the Matrix is. If you watch the Matrix, right, the film The Matrix, okay, when the people are in their incubators, what are they? They're in the water. You understand? They're in water, and that's what that slave system is. That's what the plantation is. So when you want to look back at history and you see things like imperialism and what did they do when they went to those countries? Do you think they just randomly went and democratized? Like, is that what you really think they did? Or did they have a bigger objective? What they did there was they corporatized every single land that they conquered. You understand? They corporatized it. They just turned it so that they turned it into a dead entity, exactly. So that everybody in that dead entity do not suffer. They don't suffer any karmic consequences for anything that happens in that place. You understand? And this is the key aspect. This is why I say everything doesn't matter as long as we are enslaved. Nothing matters. Not a single thing. Not money, not cards, nothing matters as long as we are enslaved. And that is, and now you know the truth of where you're living, okay? Everything that you do, everything that is in your life, okay? If you understand this, then you understand just how fake everything else that you see in your world, okay? Once you understand the matrix that's built around you, now you understand, okay, does COVID really even matter? Does any of this bullshit that they're showing us on the screen matter? No, it does not. When they commit genocide, it's not murder. You have to understand that. This is the most important information I could ever give you. Why? Because it just broadens your perspective. Once you understand that the individual is enslaved, then your third eye opens. That's why I, okay, the I is the same as I. You understand? I is one. One eye. Okay? It's so crucial. Okay, this is why voting doesn't matter. None of this matters. Not a single thing matters as long as us, our future children, our future children are enslaved. None of it matters. These guys right here, these guys, the politicians, okay, they're just slaves ruling slaves. That's all they're doing. Okay? They're what you call house N-words. Okay? Like if you watch if you've watched Django Unchained, right? And you watch that guy that's in the house that's played by Samuel L. Jackson, house N-word, okay? That's somebody who is basically attending to the rest of the slaves, but he's a slave himself. Okay? Very, 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 it's very revelatory once you like kind of start to understand what is going on around you. Okay? So anyway, that was a lot longer than what I wanted. You cannot kill what is already dead. Yes, exactly. Exactly. I feel as soon as you understood the yes, what is channel, right? What is a channel? A channel is a spell. You're casting a spell, right? Tell a vision, right? Tell a vision. You're telling a vision, you're channeling, right? Through the channels, right? Right? It's crazy once you start to understand that all these words have actual meanings. So yeah, anyway, hey, those sleeves you're selling on eBay. The blue and black ones. Yeah, that's why. It's because they're just really limited, man. I don't really want to sell them too fast. Anyway, guys, I'm really gassed. I'm really tired. I need to eat something. Hopefully you enjoyed that, and hopefully you learned something. Stay tuned for my Strictly Conscious film breakdown on The Truman Show. The True Man Show. Hopefully you guys watch that first, by the way. Watch that film first so that when I show you what I'm talking about, you guys are able to differentiate between what you knew before and what I told you, what you knew after I told you. Okay? Thanks for tuning in, guys. I really hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you learned something. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.